We'll do it live.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. We are live. We are going. Right. We'll be up in a minute. I just need to run through the checklist and just double check got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better to be a bit late and run through the checklist than forgetting something.
Yep. What is she doing? So the reason I'm late is like bedtime ran a little bit late, and she's literally in my arms having a bottle, and she's holding it like she's not drinking it. She's just sat there, and I'm like, you know, don't you? You know exactly what you're doing. Oh, she's something. Right, is Roxanne? Is she in the lounge? Just keep a lookout for Roxanne. I heard a message from her. She is awake. It is literally his morning in Australia, so she's been absolutely brilliant to come together, come here for us. But I feel dreadful as well because it's literally like she's got to go an hour in because she's got to go to work, and I'm like the idea of like getting up early to do a stream before going to work, that I couldn't even imagine.
We'll get her in here and we'll do this quick.
Absolutely right. Okay, so start up, OBS, touch button, Discord. Actually, I shouldn't actually read aloud what's on my checklist. That doesn't sound like a good idea at all. So we're going to go and do that. What's up? Another Chrome, sure. Throwing the dancing dinosaurs in the chat. That's always a staple.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the title yet?
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with that one. Right, capture card. Is the capture card working? I have no idea. I didn't check it. I can't check it now.
Oh dear.
This is good. No, it'll be fine. I don't think we need to use the. Well, no, we do need to use the capture card. What am I even thinking? So yeah, that's a fun thing that we will find out along the way.
She is in the stream, but she hasn't joined the stream room yet.
All right. Hi, Roxanne. Yeah, if you can see it, can you join the lounge voice channel when you're ready, of course. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Bear with me a moment. We will get this in order. I've just been running around like crazy for all day. It's all day, every day. Why?
Hashtag parent life.
Hashtag parent life. You'll have to have a look. Yeah, there it is. On my shirt, I am covered in baby stains, so I've got like food and things all over me. I am wearing it with pride because it is hashtag dad life. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, well, I mean, your webcam, is it on?
The light is on, so it suggests that it will be fine when we the webcam is
working. Yeah, when you go live, okay.
Yeah, I think the capture card should be working okay. So one more run through. I'm a bit worried that I can't hear the background music. Can you guys hear Santa? Can you hear the background music? Because you could probably just hear me talking and just not hear Santa at all. That would be really weird.
I hope they hear me.
Can hear it all. Good. Everything seems fine.
Cool.
There is music. That's good. Camera working, lights. I think all the lights are okay. I've got a new prop actually for the background, and you'll see it in a moment, and you'll see the huge oversight that I completely did not think of. But we'll get there in just a moment anyway. Oh good, Roxanne is in the lounge. I'm bringing her in now.
Lights, camera, action!
Hello Roxanne, are you there?
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good evening from the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, even forgot. It's a bumfuck earlier.
What time is it anyway?
It's 6:13 a.m.
Oh damn.
God.
Okay.
Thank you and sorry, like at the same time, like, you know, I'm so glad that you joined us, and I'm also like I was just saying to Santa a moment ago, I couldn't even imagine getting up at that time to do like a stream before going to work. So like I say, when you need to go, we won't keep you any longer. Just let us know you need to go. We'll let you go very quickly, okay?
That's all right. I think will be okay. But I will definitely keep an eye on the time.
All right, super.
Yeah, that's fine.
Test experiences, test buttons, check audio lights. I think it's all fine. So I'm going to fill my water up, and then we're going to go live as soon as the adverts have started, which are just about to start. So I guess there's that.
How long are they? Like a minute?
We're about to find out. Those ads are crazy. Like, I don't know about you guys. You guys been watching the Connor with the RV stream this weekend? That's been quite good, actually. But, like, every half an hour or so, there was, like, 8 adverts. And it's just... I don't know. It's just too many ads.
The ads kill my watching experience.
Yeah. I use my snoozes as much as possible. Like, because... usually they appear when we're just sort of getting into a good conversation. It's like, I don't want anyone to miss out on this, and
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, but also user controlled mostly the ads.
Yeah, and I like that the mods can change the ad appearance, can snooze the ads as well.
Okay.
It's definitely very helpful.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's loud.
Yeah. Thank you for the subscription. Wow. Yeah, that's one way to avoid ads. Is by you could use to subscribe to the channel, or you could use your Twitch Prime Gaming, which gives you, if you didn't already know, 1 subscription per month. So what this means is, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, which many of you do, you may not realize that you actually get 1 free Twitch sub per month, and that's completely free with the subscription you get. So it's like taking money directly out of Jeff Bezos's pocket and right into whichever creator you want to support on twitch.tv. Was that a good promo? Was that a good,
That was a great promo.
Oh, thank you. Excellent. Right. Ad break's ending in 10 seconds, so we'll get straight in.
Yes.
Great.
Oh, good stuff. Right.
We love a good promo, especially when it's short and sweet.
Right, ad break has ended. We are going into... We'll go into the Bloodborne.
Oh my god.
Now that is a glitch that I need to kind of overcome. So when I change scenes, sometimes the last alert plays. So thank you again, Logmite, for subscribing. I had enough time to put Roxxan's PNG on the screen and do nothing else, so it's just there. So I'm going to... I tell you what, I had this idea actually. I'm going to put you each on one side, and it's kind of like...
Can I sit on your shoulder, Dan?
Yeah, like it's a devil angel sort of situation here. I'm actually going to move Santa over there.
Just perch like parrots.
Yeah, we sort of have to decide who is the evil one in all of this. So we'll decide.
Obviously me.
Yeah.
It's obviously me.
Okay, so...
Just you wait until I start rambling about Prometheus, then I am the evil one.
Here we go, yes. So, welcome to a very slightly different structure of Fika in the Crypt. There is a reason for that. So we're here with our special guest, Roxxan, who's calling all the way from Wednesday morning in Australia. Would you like to introduce yourself, or would you like me to do that for you?
I can. I'm fucking nervous for no reason. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Roxxan. I play a lot of story-based games, or a lot of games that like to hit you in the feels. Particular games like
Heavy Rain recently?
Witcher 3.
Yes, Witcher.
Horizon. I'm currently playing God of War. I'm also trying to finish Signalis, but that's kind of... But in real life, I am a caseworker for youth. And I love helping marginalized communities.
Good stuff, yeah.
Good stuff.
Super. And I invited Roxxan on today because I think it was Santa's idea that we wanted to do sort of a feature on Hellraiser today. So I am fairly new.
Oh god, not torture porn.
No, that's Saw.
There
that's literally Saw, torture porn.
So I am fairly
Hellraiser
new.
actually have a story.
Yeah. There's no story to Hellraiser.
True,
it's just
does.
Oh god, this is bad. No, I know a little bit about Hellraiser. I've seen the thing is, what I wanted to invite Roxxan on to interview was actually I first watched some of the Hellraiser films through Roxxan's Discord. So Roxxan likes to do movie nights every once in a while. where we'll get together and watch films over Discord. So I think I watched about half. I think it was Hellraiser 2, which I like I said, I think I was about halfway through it. But it was really fantastic actually. So some of the visual stuff that was going on there, some crazy things. And we also watched one of the more recent. I think it was Hellraiser 9. I don't think it's very much like a Hellraiser film, but more of like a sort of slasher in the Hellraiser series.
Yeah,
it didn't go down well.
They did evolve more slashy instead of more like 90s horror type bit. I feel like 90s horror was a lot more like scary, a lot more like the anticipation is literally gonna kill you. And so you like start yelling at your screen like, will you come the fuck out already, like, because I'm tired of being this stressed out. And yeah, I think the Hellraiser, like the more later Hellraisers definitely became more slashy films, which is kind of sad because Hellraiser has such a good like backbone already from like Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3.
It has a very good track record of being sort of atmospheric and scary, and the entire red line through the entire Hellraiser series has been this well, the puzzle boxes first of all, and the ultimate evil of it all.
Certainly. So Santa's going to be very much in agreement with you here of like the older films do have this kind of they can be scarier. I think this is kind of we came together to talk about horror because Santa is very much a fan of like the older films, when I actually tend to lean towards the newer stuff, but I do like my old films as well, of course.
Well, it's only natural for me to like the old stuff because I'm really old.
Yeah, it's about what you grew up into, really. Yeah. So let me just say hello to everyone because I'm not really looking at the chat at the moment and do that. Hi Logman, hi Sleeves. Oh, hi Santa, you're in the chat as well. Hi Cinerate.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Change the ads based on something. Oh, so yes, there might be some new features on the ad settings that I might need to take a look at there. Hoffman ad good. Hi Sarah and Jay. And Dread, good to see you as well.
The problem with the ads is like, so I even have mine on like low / like medium, like the low medium. Does that make fucking sense? No, it doesn't.
No, I get you actually. Yeah.
But even like, so Twitch will push ads even if you have your own settings. So what I started doing is like when I like need to get up and start like stretch or something like that, I'll like play an ad, so like it forces the fucking like the pre-roll ads out.
Yeah, that's sort of the goal, and I think sometimes it seems to work anyway. But yeah, like I have like when I press the Be Right Back button, it also queues up an ad in the hope of getting some out the way. My settings as well, they're also kind of stretched out a little further, so the majority of the time pre-rolls are disabled. So I was thinking, like, obviously you don't know what's pre-rolls, because even I've like gone into a stream and the pre-roll comes on and think, you know what, it's not worth it, I can't be bothered, and I'll switch off, sort of thing. You don't want anyone to do that. So I think like most of the time you're more likely than not going to come into the stream and not have pre-rolled ads, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah, most of the time we haven't really bothered with the ads that much, so we're lucky in that aspect. We don't have a lot of ads in my view.
Yeah, I think we've done okay then, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Roxanne, first of all, to ask you, do you like horror?
I really do. I'm like, I definitely don't play a lot of horror games, or like what a lot of people would consider horror games. If I do play horror games, I do play atmospheric ones. So like Devotion was a really, really good one. That's it. That's all. That's literally the only one that I have played, because I feel as though a lot of horror games rely on like the slasher aspect, the body gore, the like surprise too much, and don't like build up your, I guess, scare tolerance, if that makes any sense. So it's very much like it's in your face, like already like 5 minutes into the game, and I'm just like, well, you just ruined the like any sort of like build up that you're gonna build up with me. And so I'm already like, all right, well, I'm done.
Definitely.
So that's kind of why I wanted to try out Visage, because
Visage,
it does build up that that anticipation and that atmosphere. But also, I fucking suck at puzzles. So if I ever play Visage, I'm 100% going to play with the playthrough,
Oh
or like
yeah,
at least some hints, because
Mm.
there's absolutely no fucking way that I'm going to be able to get through that game
that's
without
it.
any sort
So
of
many. I
hint.
think the majority of horror films are based. Horror games are actually based about right. You're scared. You're being chased by something. Quick solve puzzles, and I think there's like a lot of it kind of comes from that. The number of games I see where it's literally just like try and solve this puzzle, but you need to get away from the man that's chasing you at the same time. It's no, I'm with you
Yeah.
there. But to be honest,
Like,
yeah.
you're already playing on my anxiety. Like, can you stop? Like, don't make me solve a fucking puzzle.
But I only find that with most modern games because we did a horror games list. What
Yes,
was
we
it
had a game episode a few
last?
episodes ago. We had a
No,
game
before
special.
that.
Yes,
Yeah, we did a game special, and there's a lot of games on that list that focuses on atmosphere more than
definitely
this
your
sort of
list anyway. I think like thinking
jump
back,
scare
I
elements.
cheated a little bit really, and I think it only comes because I tend
Mm,
to shy away from horror games really.
Mm.
One that comes to mind is Dead Space. I love Dead Space 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, it
But
has a
interesting. I
proper.
haven't played Dead
yeah,
Space.
jump scares. I think I played Five Nights at Freddy's once, and I got to a point where it's like, right, I know I've lost. I know I'm coming up for a jump scare, and I pretty much put it down and didn't go back to it.
Fair.
It's like, why did I pay £5 for like? I know I'm not going to like this at all.
But yeah, Dead Space does
I
have
haven't played
a
Dead Space.
No, no,
yeah,
not
it
this
has a
place.
very very good sort of balance of atmosphere versus jump scares,
Hmm.
in my view.
I would say
That's why I
actually,
place it quite high on the list.
Dead Space might actually fit your story based games actually, Roxanne, if you wanted
Mm.
to consider it
Mm.
anyway. Yeah. What's your view on Alien Isolation? Is that a question directed at Santa or Roxanne actually? Because I know Santa's had things to say about Alien Isolation.
I mean, yeah,
I have
hands-shittingly scary.
I have watched people play Alien Isolation because
Yeah.
so I have three categories of games that I have. So it's either like I play them and I don't watch anyone else play them until I play them. Um or it's I don't care if I play this, or like I'll play it but then I'll also watch someone play it a little bit. And then there's games that I will not play and I will strictly watch people play it. And Alien Isolation was one of those games because
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have no desire. Like, I already have so much anxiety in my fucking real life. I don't need something looming over me. I already have something looming over me. Like, I don't need another thing looming over my fucking body. Like, I don't need it. And so like
Absolutely. Yeah.
I
I've
I
got
would
enough
rather
like
just watch someone play it.
giant
Yeah,
alien monsters
exactly.
chasing me in real life.
That is
Yeah.
entirely justifiable because even I, who's very well versed in the horror games and media overall, had to take breaks now and then in that game to be able to go through the entire game.
Oh Christ!
So
No.
it's like,
Interesting.
yeah,
That
That's
is
so
me
interesting.
with Dead Space 2 actually. It's like you're playing Dead Space 2, your heart is pounding all the time. And coming from working in healthcare backgrounds, I know that if you have palpitations for too long, really you should be going to hospital. So I'm like, I need to pause and stop before I finish this level because literally I have had those palpitations for about half an hour now. I need to stop.
Do I need to go to the hospital?
But, but that does kind of tie in with the title of the stream actually I thought as well. It's like, why would Australians play games where you're being chased by giant monsters when they could just go outside?
Seriously.
especially
I don't know.
your
I just
spiders. Holy
Oh,
shit!
the
no,
spiders, yeah.
no,
No,
no.
they're not that bad.
We don't talk about the S word.
You don't
No,
talk about them, yeah.
no.
Here's one
I
thing, like,
refuse.
one thing I learnt about Australians, I've got family over there, I need to go visit them at some point, but this is from when Sarah actually went to visit them, she told me about it, and it's like, it seems like, I would have thought that, like, Australians, out of survival, would know their spiders, they'll know which is which, what's a dangerous one, what isn't. They just
Bro,
avoid all
they
of
don't
them.
even. They don't fucking know.
Yeah, they
don't
just
fucking
avoid
know,
all
bro.
of them sort of thing. On a general basis, big ones not too bad. The little ones are the dangerous ones you need to look out for. And I think it was a case of, I don't know if this was a family member or someone that I was told about, but they're literally like, they're painting this room, and this giant spider had kind of made a nest in one of the corners. And they were
Nope.
like, yeah, just we're not painting that corner right now. We're just waiting until he moves out. He just let the spider just live there, and they just had to paint around him for the time being.
Oh dear.
Oh god, yeah.
No,
Nuke the entire
I
site
refuse.
from orbit.
Yeah, shall we
It's the
snooze those
only
ads for
way.
now? No, well, I got two snoozes, so maybe I'd kind of hold on for now.
Yeah, hold on for now.
So another question for you then, Roxanne. I wanted to ask if you got any kind of like particular story from kind of growing up, like what kind of drew you to horror, if you have such a story anyway. Like,
I've always been I'm very much the black sheep in my family, so I love like metal. I love like screamo music, and so I really love like horror and Halloween. I love Halloween. I think it's like Christmas fucking jingles are like, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And I'm like, yes, it is. Halloween's the most wonderful time of the year. We love Halloween. Like, yes, I do.
Do
And
Australians celebrate Halloween, or
I
is it
find it
more
weird
more of a
because obviously
US
it's the middle
centric
of
thing?
summer when they're
it's
celebrating.
definitely US.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
I see.
it pops up here, but it's not like as big as the US.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course when Halloween comes around, I'm like, fuck yes, I can finally be normal, yay. And so my I always watch um I always watch horror movies around Halloween. So I'll watch the classics.
Mm. What
So
are the
I'll
classics for
watch.
you?
So the classics for me are obviously like Scream, the first one, of Freddy and Jason, and Mike Myers, like those, like the first movies of them.
Yeah, the Friday the 13th.
Yeah, the Friday the 13th. Yeah. And I would always go and like either like make myself like some popcorn, or like I'll steal the candy that my mom was going to give out to trick-or-treaters and just eat it myself because fuck everyone else, because it's my time, everyone else can go buy candy.
Yeah, that's the part I like. I'll buy a selection pack of sweets and generally chocolates, really, because chocolates are my thing. I don't really do sweets, so I'll buy like plenty, and like maybe we'll get one or two trick-or-treaters per year, so I'll just eat the rest. That kind of works out for me.
Yeah, it works out for literally everyone. I just prefer I just really like the old, I love the feel of Halloween. Like it's very like dark and like mysterious and very like in the shadows, and then you like add on like the darkness, which I'm pretty much a vampire. Like I love living in the dark. That's just me preferably. Because
then you're in the wrong hemisphere. Then.
Yeah, there's that.
For the darkness.
Listen, I wear sunglasses every fucking day. I don't care.
Well, that works.
And that's understandable.
I love living.
I know as well, actually. So, I was say actually to mention this. This isn't your first podcast. Actually, you were in a podcast maybe a few months ago, actually. So I listened to that, and that was really fantastic. You were talking about your upbringing and such as well. So I understand that you did grow up in Alaska, and you went the whole way around the world to the completely opposite end to Australia.
Yeah.
Well, Alaska is definitely more or less the same where I am right now. I live in northern Sweden, which is like darkness.
So do you not have like the endless nights at winter, so the sun doesn't actually properly rise at
Exactly,
night?
the sun doesn't actually rise for a few months.
And in the summer, the sun actually doesn't set. Do you have that where you were?
Right now, no.
Oh, right now, no. Like, of course not. No.
It's well, actually, in general, I think Australia gets very much sun every day, year round. Now, if it's like cloudy, or if it's like the sun is like not as intense, that's like their quote winter time. I don't say winter time properly here because winter involves snow and cold and ice, absolutely. And you are freezing your fucking tits off. So winter here for me is literally darkness. Hello darkness, my old friend. Yes.
It's just like winter there is like just summer in Britain, I guess. Really, it's just like
it's like rainy, like chilly. I think it's called like 20
Yeah, 30 Days of
28
Nights.
nights later, some shit.
Is it not 30 Days of Night? That's the one I was thinking of.
30 Days of
Yeah,
Night,
30
I
Days of Night.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
I'm saying I know because I've heard of it. I literally know
It's
nothing.
really
But
good.
is a vampire or is it a
It is a
werewolf
vampire,
one?
Yeah.
as in they do a twist on the entire vampire mythology thing. And there's comics as well, which I've read, and they're pretty good.
All right. Is it worth running the trailer for this?
Sure. Why
Sure.
not?
We're going over to the watch screen.
Do
Just need to change the PNG. So, in fact, where do you want to stand, Roxanne? Do you want to stand over here?
I want to sit on your head.
Yeah, that works out all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Check volume of the trailer. I never know with these
I
things.
actually have never seen this.
No, me neither. Oh God, whoa! Just jumping straight in. Like if the film
Holy
starts
shit,
like
we're
this,
going
I'd
straight
roll,
in, bro.
yeah.
Oh, damn.
Like seriously, if that's the first 5 seconds of the film, I am sold. It won't be.
Yeah,
but
it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh my god. They have lived in the shadows. They are the last of their kind. I can't. I'm sorry. This,
I
it's
normally
fine.
do this, but I normally read out the voice.
Yeah, the
Where
narrator
night lasts
voice.
for 30 days. This summer. And a cinema near you.
it's so funny
Their
that
time
it'll like
has
come
come
out in the
again. Oh,
summertime.
God.
Like that's so fucking dumb. I will say if no one is really if no one's familiar with Alaska because everyone thinks that like we just live in fucking igloos all day. But in the wintertime, depending on how like where you are in Alaska, the more further north you go, the less light you will experience in wintertime.
Yeah, that's the same as Sweden and Norway, yeah.
Yeah, and then vice versa. In the summertime, the more north you are, the more sunlight you get. So,
Yes.
like sometimes in like the middle of winter time, you could actually go 27 hours of sunlight.
Yeah, I love that.
Not like pure sunlight, but it'll like the sun will just kiss the horizon and then come right back up. So
this is a
Yeah,
stuff
that's-
actually I've
it's
had
very
at
interesting that
the
way.
Swedes at one point actually. So
Yeah,
they're
that
always
is
complaining
basically what
about
we have here.
in winter the sun doesn't rise, and they're always talking about the winter, but in summer, literally the sun doesn't set, and at midnight there's still sunlight,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, you never talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
we're so
actually really
gloomy all the
annoying.
time.
It's really annoying to be honest, because like if you think about it, you know, you're people who live in like normal like sun moon cycles, they are able to like go to sleep at like a normal whatever the fuck normal time is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
And then wake up at like a normal time, right? Whereas like in the summertime, you're awake because there is no darkness.
Just
so
awake all
that's
the time.
really
yeah.
infuriating. So a lot of people, Santa, you probably experienced this. You'll put like blackout curtains or
Oh, yeah, definitely.
like tinfoil, fucking aluminum foil on your
Over the
windows and
windows, yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So it reflects the both the heat and the sun away.
Exactly. So, I wanted to also know, Santa, if you've seen the movie The Fourth Kind, because that was also based in Alaska as well, and that one was actually pretty decent.
Fourth Kind. And there's
I'm not
mention as
saying
well,
that it was
I've
like-
seen in the chat as well, with the mention of, I think we mistook, 30 Days of Night. There's also kind of remind everyone of 28 Days Later. I think it's a sort of British, quite an independent zombie
28
film.
Days Later is an entirely different film
Yeah,
with
it's
running
a very
zombies.
different film, absolutely. I really
Yeah.
like that one. I know Sarah J isn't a fan of it herself.
But yeah, I haven't seen The Fourth Kind, but it seems like my kind of movie, so thank you for that
There we
tip.
go. Yep, we're going over to the trailer of The Fourth Kind.
Sorry, Dan.
No, don't worry. This is exactly what this is for. We get a tangent.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Abigail
Oh
Tyler.
god, she's got pixelated
where would you
face
like to
syndrome. That's a very serious medical issue, that is.
I am actress
Yes.
Mila Jovovich, and I will be portraying Dr. Abigail Tyler. This film is a dramatization of events.
Oh,
that
it's
occurred
what's her face? Oh,
She's
Mila
incredible,
Jovovich.
yeah,
is
fantastic.
supported by archive footage. Some of what you're about to see is extremely disturbing.
So like I don't know if this shit's real, but like on the for real, when this shit came out, bro, I
There's
was
nothing unusual.
fucking terrified.
There's an owl.
I'm
at
not
my
gonna
window.
lie.
And I assume they mean Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind,
A
which is
white
the
owl, just looking at me.
Had you ever seen it before?
Like
physical,
aliens.
exactly, the
Just
physical
staring
contact
at
with
me.
alien
Seen it a
beings.
lot.
Every night
Yeah.
this week.
Oh, aliens. Here we go.
4, 3.
Actual case studies.
Tell me about the owl.
Doesn't look like a normal owl.
There's no owl.
It's not a normal owl.
That voice is speaking Sumerian, the oldest language in human history. You can go into any Sumerian exhibit and see etchings and sculptures of men in spacesuits and oxygen masks, rockets that look like Apollo.
Do you believe in abduction theories?
You don't mean alien abductions, do you?
There was more fear in his eyes than I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's that guy too. Okay. So we've got a lot of yelling and suspense.
There are more missing people
The
in
trailer
Rome
is not
than
giving
any
a lot
other town
away.
in Alaska.
No, which is
Well,
good.
yeah, which is good.
So this
I
is,
hate when trailers give away the entire fucking movie.
I write it down.
Me
as well. This
too.
is the
It's a
fourth
pet
time,
peeve,
2000.
as in. Yeah, the movie is called The Fourth Kind.
We gotta send backup now. What'd you see? You were there.
I can't explain it.
Someone or something came into my room. And it took me away.
Nice. I shall definitely
Okay, cool.
take a look at that.
I do have a strong feeling that like this trailer is like it doesn't want to give anything away. It's literally like not sharing anything. So I imagine that film has actually got a lot more to show than the trailer has. That's what I get
It
the vibe
does,
of anyway.
100%.
Absolutely. So super. That's one for the list. Then is The Fourth Kind. So
It's one of the books.
yeah, brilliant. So moving on then, Roxanne, I wanted to ask if did you write a top 3 or anything at all? Like I was wondering if you had like a recommendations or your favorites in like horror media overall, rather not just films, games, books, anything you want to kind of give a shout out to.
I will 100% give like homage to like the classic horror movies. This will also paint a picture of like how old I am, so don't come at me in the fucking chat. So fuck you, chat.
Fuck you, chat. Straight up.
Already
Fuck you, chat.
just fuck you, chat. I really like the like Scream, like original like 1, 2, and 3 of Scream.
Yes.
I really like the Freddy versus Jason.
Flowfist Red.
Like the 13. Fuck, what is that? You literally just said it, Santa. My fucking brain is not working right now.
Oh, you mean the Friday
It's the Freddy-
Friday the
yeah,
13th?
Yeah, Friday the
13th, yeah.
13th, and like so like those old movies, because it just they're so well done for their time, like in my opinion. And any time that they try to do like a remake of like Halloween, I literally roll my eyes and I'm like, really, another fucking Halloween? Like,
there we
bro, can you like get fucked, please? Because I'm not gonna watch it. Because it's just like I know it's just gonna be a slasher movie. I know he's just gonna fucking be looming in the fucking darkness like he does because he's a fucking creepo. But like you already know that, so like why don't you just go and watch the better ones like 1, 2, and 3 of Mike Myers,
Exactly.
and then you'll feel like the anticipation. You'll feel Mike like breathing on your neck, like metaphorically, right? Like not like if somebody's in your fucking house, please call the cops. Oh my god. But like you'll feel that that like those like heart palpitations because like it feels real. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whereas, like,
Yeah,
the new ones feel fake as fuck.
Yeah, the
I hate that.
atmosphere is kind of lost on the modern movies when it comes to horror movies because it's
Yeah.
very seldom I've seen a modern horror movie that actually sort of surprised me. And there's a few to be mentioned, but the old ones they hold a certain quality, and they have a certain red line throughout the sort of movie series, which to me is a very important factor to a good horror movie series, is that they
100%.
have some kind of background to work on. For example, Mike Myers in Halloween. Who is he? What does he do? And how come he has such sort of supernatural abilities of killing people? The same
Exactly.
with Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. How come he's immortal and what happened and so forth? It's all about the background.
And then a game that I was recommended to by a streamer that also likes to play horror games, this game called Devotion. That game is amazing. It is amazing.
Which one is Devotion? Hang on a second. I'll have to.
It's based in like long time ago. I think China.
Yes, is this the one? It got removed from Steam because there was a controversy because I think they'd put like something written in, it might have been Korean or Chinese characters, and like they didn't kind of realize that someone's going to read it, and it basically like it said something like Winnie the Pooh or something. I'm just going off what I remember. No, seriously, there was something like that.
That's so dumb.
I know, it really is. I'm trying to find some footage that isn't just like these really annoying like YouTubers. And respect to like Jacksepticeye is a talented guy, but I don't want to.
The trailer is good.
Yeah, I just want to see the gameplay really.
Yeah.
I don't want to see someone reacting to it.
It's really good.
我刚才请示过慈姑观音了。从这个盘来看，这个状况是一种因果业。
So I don't think I've seen this game be played, but I was actually thinking of watching some gameplay of this because it's the sort of thing that I wouldn't play myself, but I'd like to see what kind of goes on. And I'd like to see if someone rescues that poor arowana at the back of the fish tank. That fish tank is way too small for that arowana. That is not okay.
Yeah, no.
So I want to rescue that
Shameless
fish.
plug. I did play Devotion on stream, and it is on my YouTube channel. So,
oh right, I might have to take a look at that. Actually,
it's in two, I did play it in 2 parts. It's so good. It's fucking terrifying.
Oh, that sounds like it. A lot of visual stuff going on there, though. Oh no, the fish dies. Oh. Like you gotta look after your arowana. Like those fish are very expensive. They are generally upwards of 500 to 2,000 pounds.
Oh my god.
Or 11,000 bells if you're playing Animal Crossing. They're very rare in Animal Crossing as well.
That's a lot of fucking bells.
Yeah, you got to look after that. You need a tank bigger than that. Damn.
Are there ads again?
I'm sorry. I was hoping to snooze them, but I missed the button.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that.
I will say that if you are gonna play Devotion, play it with headphones. Like, do not play it on speakers.
No, too scary. No, that is way too scary.
Well, all of those movies, all of those games, you have to play with headphones. Otherwise, you don't get the correct
atmosphere.
effects.
Yeah.
So Devotion is definitely going on the list.
I really love that game. It's like equally it does have a story, so like it does fit into my story business. But it actually has like a really sad story, to be honest. But the visuals are really good. The sound development is really good. It's like creepily quiet, and I fucking hate that so much. But it plays. It balances the quiet with with the background noise very well. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely. So it's all about the atmosphere.
Fantastic,
yeah, I 100% recommend Devotion. I played the demo of Unholy. It is
the Unholy trilogy. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking Faith. Unholy.
So Unholy is a demo. I don't fucking remember what it was about, to be honest. It's a long time ago now, but from my understanding, it actually looked really good and it did have a story. I do want to play the whole game, but games are really expensive here.
Mom,
So
I keep having
Yeah,
these
you got to
dreams
make your
about
choice
an
as
old
well.
lady. That is
Yeah.
And it's not very often
And
I
it's
buy a
still,
game at the moment either, so I get that.
It's still quite expensive as far as I can see, yeah.
It's so dark. I don't want to be
A
here.
big sort of focus on. Oh god, I'm sorry, though. This is ruined by my bandwidth because you're killing off the video. A lot of focus on like realistic environments here. Oh, puzzle solving, excellent.
These nightmares.
Solve puzzles while you get chased by this guy. Oh wow, this is quite.
So you have the option of being like stealthy.
Welcome to the spring of eternity, Sister Dorothea and brother.
See, I haven't seen this trailer.
You'll find here what you're looking for.
Good.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'm really impressed actually. I've not heard of this one at all.
Oh my god, crawling people, my fucking worst nightmare. Oh my god.
Crawling people.
Sacrifice who I am and what I own.
Okay, listen, I have.
Who define me.
Yeah, Dan, you do seem a lot.
That might be
more
me, I'm sorry.
confident.
Am I
Yeah.
quiet or do I just sort of sound muffled? I think I'm just playing with the microphone too much.
I will say the demo was really, really good. I have
if that's any
zero
better.
idea about how the actual gameplay is going to
More
be.
muffled than quiet, thank you.
So if anyone plays like the full game, please let me know how it is because I would. From the demo, I did actually enjoy it. So, that's my 2 cents. There was something that I was gonna say as well. My brain is not working.
As it's 6 a.m.
I wouldn't what, Dan?
Because it's 6 a.m. over there. I'm so sorry, guys. Like.
No, it's okay. I was also going to I also want to find more games that are like Eldritch-y. So like it's funny that you said that you have like Bloodborne like stuff on your screen, Dan, but
Yeah, so
I actually really enjoy Bloodborne's aesthetic. I really enjoy it.
So may I introduce you then to my co-host Tired Santa because he's already got a list. He's coming up for you. Like he basically when we had our game episode a few weeks ago, he brought up a lot of Lovecraftian Eldritch kind of monster stuff. I was really impressed by Santa. I think everyone was actually really impressed by Santa's list.
I
He did
love
a really
Lovecraft.
incredible- absolutely, so many games that I'd never even heard of. So I know that Santa's going to be able to recommend some stuff that you'll absolutely love. Is there something that comes to mind there, Santa?
Oh yeah, I mean, tons of games, of course, but I do have the list in the Discord as well. If you wanna take a look one by one.
Yeah.
But the one that I sort of mostly recommend from the list, let's see where we have the list.
Is it under Santa's Haunt of Horrors?
No,
That was
it's
for
in
his
Media
films,
Dump
yeah.
actually, and it is called Lust from Beyond. If you're not squeamish about sort of R-rated games, then Lust
Well,
from
what
Beyond
is
is
considered R-rated? Like
sex. It contains
Ugh.
sex. Because in this time and day, we have to be careful about what we recommend and what we consider PG and stuff like that. So I have to say that it's R-rated.
no, that's fair. I have to also be really mindful of the games that I like make for content as well. So it's good that you said that it has nudity, so that
It has nudity, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
But it is-
What about this game is good to you?
To me, it encompasses all of these things that we're talking about, as in it has a slow burn atmosphere, very good story, and you play a character that you can empathize with very well, and it has some nice sort of twists and turns in the game, and light puzzle elements, but mostly sort of survival elements, as in running away from things. But
Got it.
overall, it is a very good game.
Interesting. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm adding it.
And it's only number 6 on my list.
Only number 6. Oh
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, we
wow,
did.
Santa, you don't even give me number fucking 1. What a dick.
I see we got Santa's list here. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, so System Shock 1 and 2 went on to number 1 there. Alien Isolation was actually number 2. Number 3 is a good mention of Alone in the Dark 1993. I won't go from all of them, but it was Lust from Beyond that you mentioned, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to play the trailer because as you mentioned about the sex, like I really can't show
it is,
stuff on
but
here.
I highly doubt that YouTube has any sex sort of trailers on.
Yeah, one hopes not, certainly. Yeah, we need to do a bit of an organisation of the Discord. I've been thinking this for a while, but I don't want to make too many channels. So maybe we should move, like, when we dump things from the stream into the Discord, we try and maybe do a separate channel for that. So we're not just throwing everything into
Stream dump. So we can call it.
Aware of that. we'll try and get it sorted.
Darkwood is really good.
I wanted to play Darkwood, but I've never played a game like Darkwood, so
as in the top-down version sort of
Peggy
game.
18.
Yeah, it's very top-down.
Yeah, and to be a top-down, it surprises me how sort of effectful everything is, because it is a survival game.
That's it. Yeah, I was fascinated by this one. I remember as well. Actually, I think I've not added it onto my wish list. Actually, I think I should do. Oh, that aesthetic,
again,
that's all the
horror sort of.
I was thinking that as well. So it might just be because I'm just talking a muffled sort of voice, really. Nottingham accent, I guess. The way things move as well. That's really
Yeah, I'm always. I know. Like everyone's gonna shoot me for this, and that's fine. Crucify me. But I refuse to play a pixel game unless it's done well. Because I prefer details and atmosphere. I am looking for details and I'm looking for atmosphere, and I feel as though like if you pick a pixel game, they lean into the pixels, and I don't want that. I want you to lean into detail with pixels. Does that make sense?
No,
like,
I get you actually. Yeah.
Care more about detail than you care about the pixels. Like, so for Darkwood, I would actually play because they cared more about the details than the pixels.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
So
and there's definitely different categories when it comes to that as well.
So back when they worked with pixels, because that's all they had technology-wise, they sort of made the most of it to create the environment, that kind of gameplay. Using just the technology they had. So when they kind of do pixel stuff when the technology isn't really the problem anymore, it's like
Peggy 18.
Yeah, I see exactly. They lean very much into the pixel thingy when really they should be kind of focusing on still creating that atmosphere and such.
The details. Yeah. I do really like that they added the wherever you look is illuminated, and then obviously like where you're not looking is not illuminated.
That works
fantastically. So you need to watch your shadows.
And sleeves as well.
Feel of you in a fog of war, so to speak. So
the sound design is very effective with the directional view. So I think that's going to be hard to kind of understand what that means until you play it. But I think I kind of have an idea that so it maybe sort of to do with like the directions you're facing. Can sort of affect
if
the sound.
You hear things behind you, then they are behind you.
Ooh, that is that's some great sound design. Absolutely. I love the art style though. Yeah, that's really good.
The art, yeah. So this is kind of like what I was talking about, Dan. Like when you lean into detail, but you have the pixels. I prefer those types of games, whereas like you heavily rely on pixels with zero detail, and I'm like, I know chat's probably gonna like be pissed off at me for saying that, or like someone's gonna crucify me later, and that's okay. Like that is your preference, but my preference is detail because I for so long have never had a gaming PC. I've always just had a laptop, and so like I've never been able to have those details and have those experiences. And so like now that I have a computer that I can play.
No, I get it entirely. So I'm thinking back to like when the PlayStation 3 first came out, my friend was always like, yeah, the graphics are amazing. I love all these details and the frame rate and all this sort of thing. I had my GameCube still, and we'd go around my house and play, and he's like, haha, look at this frame rate issue, haha. And I'm like, you know what? I don't mind it. Like, as long as it looks good, I don't really mind, sort of thing. And we'd argue about this back and forth a little bit. And now, yeah, so I built this gaming PC, coming up on 2 years now, actually. And then I remember, like, when I started playing Halo again on my gaming PC, I was obsessing over the frame rate. You know, I was trying to get, 75 FPS and higher and all that kind of stuff, and then trying to see if I can still get that performance with the ultimate detail. And then you realise, actually, no, actually, ultra detail doesn't look any different at all to high detail. I was just faffing about, and honestly, you're just affecting your performance, really. So it's so easy to get sucked into that once you've got the technology. So now I'm pretty much just emulating GameCube games still, with some of these. Like, it's amazing what these nerds do these days. Like, I'm calling them out. You nerds are absolutely amazing. There's some nerds out there who are like updating all the textures of GameCube games. So I've been playing like Pikmin, and it looks extra. Like, they've upscaled it all. You can even improve the frame rate, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like, it's amazing. I mean,
there's pixel libraries for basically all Super Nintendo games and Nintendo games and so forth available online, as in pixel libraries with character designs and all of that. So
cool.
Anyone who wants to can just upgrade the pixels, and of course I don't know the legality of it all, but I mean, it's available.
Yeah, backtracking a bit there with emulating, like, I still own Pikmin and the games that I'm like emulating, I still own like physicals of. So legally, like, they're all fine. Like, I'm legally allowed to own that. Just quick defense, all quickly there.
You can't sue us.
I did want to touch on a game that we saw. Was it on what's that thing that comes out every year where it talks about like the new games that come out, because I can't fucking remember.
Oh, you mean like E3 or
E3? Yeah. So the company that did Silent Hill, they also are making so they're also doing Silent Hill, obviously. Yeah. But they're like doing it again. They're like doing a remake or a reboot or whatever the fuck it's called.
Are you talking about Silent Hill F by any chance? Because they're doing like a Silent Hill-esque game in, I think, a sort of like Eastern, I think probably Japanese sort of world.
I'm talking about like their like company.
Oh, okay.
But there's a game that they are making. It is basically pixels, but there's something about it that's like really different. I saw it on the Switch. I saw it on the Nintendo store, I think, like the other night, where it was about a lady that was a that wait, am I talking about this game?
It's produced by
this
Konami.
Isn't anything pixel related. This is very much like AAA Silent Hill, I guess. It doesn't sound familiar what you're mentioning anyway, but
fuck, I'm really sorry. I know I should have like been way more specific, but it is based in, I think, like Taiwan or something like that. It's very, very pixelated. And she is like a dancer by trade, but something happens. Ugh, those fucking holes gross me out. But it like makes me like so uncomfortable. It's not like I hate them, but it makes me uncomfortable. But it's based in like Taiwan, and she's like a dancer by trade, and she loses her job for unknown reasons. And then it like goes into kind of like, oh, fuck, this is really gonna drive me fucking nuts.
It might be a case of you'll have to, if you remember what it is, let us know. Like, link it in the Discord at some point when it comes to you. But yeah, we might sort of have lost that one. You know that kind of thing. It's like, what's the name of that actor? What's the name of that film? Sort of thing. And like several days later, I'll be like, it was this guy. So yeah, if you think of it, let us know later on. No problem at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to Google, but my Google foo is weak today.
Yeah, that's.
My Google foo. I love that so much. When I find it, I'll because watch it'll be like one of those at like midnight, and I'll like put it in the Discord, and I'll be like, it's this fucking game.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been talking about this whole time. You know what, I'll find it, and if I do find it, I'll oh my god.
It is posted in the media dump.
Discord.
Yeah.
I did also want to ask, what is the deal with the Amnesia games? Because I see a lot of people play it and a lot of people like them, but I have no desire to play them.
Yeah, so
First one was alright, but the rest of them, meh. There's better games.
I mean, there was a new one. Everyone seems to like the new one, but it is a case of like I'm also, of course, a full-on nope out of there. I played maybe probably a bit more than 20 minutes of the original Amnesia game. I see I've got some gameplay footage coming up here, seeing if there's just kind of show anything. So the first, it doesn't take long. There's something about, remember in the first game, so like you've got to be quite quick, because if you spend too long in one room, something will get you, and it's absolutely terrifying for a start.
Oh my god.
And then you get, we've discussed this before, I'm sure, that like maybe the third or fourth level, not even a lot far in, 20-30 minutes into the game, you're in this room where the floor is covered and there's something invisible chasing you in the water. They got him there. So like, this was the point of the game. I put it down. I quit game. This was maybe 2009, the year it came out, and I was like, no, I'm not playing this game ever again. I noped the fuck out of there so early on, and it's been, how long has it been? It's been like 14 years. I still haven't touched one of these games, and I have absolutely no intention to. I need to do a quick shout out to my friend Sam and Fries, who. He doesn't stream very often anymore. I think he's very much on a hiatus for now. But I'd love to see him return because he's a great streamer, of course. And I feel so bad because the guy played Amnesia for one stream. He's not a horror guy, not a horror game guy at all. And he had bit alert jump scares. And I got him once or twice. And some of his viewers got him once or twice as well. And it came to a point where, like, a bit jump scare would occur and he'd pause the game and he just froze for quite a while. Like, I think it really got him. And I think that stream only went on about an hour before he kind of had to quit. So I'm so sorry, Sam. And like, if I'm in a similar situation, you are fully welcome to get me back with that, because like I know how scary this damn game is. And if someone in a viewer who's obviously donating bits to give you jump scares, that's just going to add to it as well. God damn.
Yeah. I did find the game. It's called a Decarnation.
Decarnation?
Yeah.
Oh, just please find it. Let's take a look at that then. So Decarnation.
This looks very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Oh, I've not seen this at all then, right.
Surreal, but not much of a game, says a review.
Is it like, so it's not a... Oh, I've seen this, yeah. So it's not like an RPG Maker game then?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. So there's a lot of... I remember hearing a little about this. This was during the Silent Hill big announcement thingy. They announced
yes,
tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Ooh. That sound design gets you there. Ooh.
Yeah, the sound design is good.
Oh my god. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
There is a lot to unpack.
Wow.
Yeah. So, from my understanding, is this lady was was like a singer or a dancer or something like that, and something happened. Don't Who the fuck knows what happens? That is apparently for us to fucking figure out while we play the game. But it looked really, really interesting because I do love a good story. Just saying.
Definitely.
But I want to know like why the fuck this lady is battling like hands and like eyeballs and shit.
There's a lot of
it's
visual
fucking
stuff
weird.
in monsters, and if they've got the kind of like the lore or the the story basis to back this up too, I'm well into it. I mean, even if they can't find a way to kind of justify this, it's just horror for the sake of, fair enough. But
yeah, I played a few of these 2D sort of pixel horror games, and some of them do really well with the 2D sort of 2.5D, I suppose it's called.
Why is it called 2.5D?
Because it's not as a flat sort of platform surface. 2.5D indicates that it's more than just. It's a more detailed 2D environment.
Yeah, so it's sort of like visually it's 3D, but generally the gameplay is at least mostly 2D based. Sometimes they might make a bit use of the 3D. Yeah.
So that's why I call it 2.5D.
Got it. Yeah, so this was the game that I was talking about. I'm so fucking happy that I found it because it was literally gonna rack my brain all fucking day at work, and I wasn't gonna be able to focus on anything else.
Yeah, I remember. I remember seeing this on the Silent Hill announcement. But no, this is completely wiped from my memory at that point. Wow. But yes, thank you for finding that. Absolutely.
I really do want to play Silent Hill F. I do find that to be one extremely fucking disturbing. But I have never played a Silent Hill game, and so I've always wanted to, because I do like the Silent Hill movies. I know. I feel like I should be playing the fucking game.
Singular, the Silent Hill movie. There was not.
Bro, the second one was trash.
Thank you.
Yes.
Silent Hill the sun.
Sorry, we have a thing so we have a running thing in this podcast where basically I made this whole scene here, which is with all the fire and the pentagram spinning and the little demon face in the corner as well. And I was basically it was like a scene for me to do a quick rage. And I found myself that every time I was using it was literally just to rant about Silent Hill Revelation. I hate that film so much. And the reason...
It's really bad.
Thank
the story
you.
Is terrible.
Thank you. I have strong reasons to hate this film, because obviously, first of all, I love the first one as well, just like everyone else. So me and my wife actually went to the cinema to go see Silent Hill Revelation. We did all the 3D and everything as well. And it was just...
Did I watch Silent Hill Revelations? Hold on.
It was about 100, 150 jump scares in a row with slight Silent Hill references. And it got to a point where, I felt sick. To the point of literally my heart was pounding and I felt sick, not because I was scared, but because I was getting fed up of all the jump scares all the time. And that was the closest I got to ever walking out of the cinema, and I stayed to the end, but I was not invested with the story anymore at this point. And what annoyed me the most,
the story is lost.
Yeah, so for years afterwards I kept mentioning to people, it's how awful was Silent Hill Revelation, and a few people actually said to me, I don't think it was that bad. And it's taken this long for me to find people who've actually agreed with me and say, no, this is bloody awful film. So I have this ongoing hatred. So we've discovered as well. So my hatred of the one film I hate the most is Silent Hill Revelation. And there's a film that Santa mentions a lot as a film that he also hates. And I have it right here. I'm going to show you the
Why
screen.
do you hate Prometheus, though? Why do you hate it?
So much about that movie because I love everything to do with the Alien franchise and the Predator franchise for that matter. And Prometheus stands as the culmination of all that's bad with the modern translation of the alien mythos.
And I think it basically comes to retconning, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The Predator movies. Okay, listen. Okay. Santa's gonna fucking kill me. Dan, please save me. Save me already. Just I'm so glad I'm on the other shoulder. I think the Predator films are just okay. I think the Alien movies are just okay. Do I believe that they do the build up very well? Yes, but I'm not dying to watch them, or like I'm not like I can't live without this movie, you know, like it's like it is just okay to me. But also,
and yeah, that's absolutely fine. But I mean, the first Alien movie that came out in '79, there was a sort of cultural hit to everyone who went and saw the movie, and that stands as a sort of benchmark for the rest of the series, in my view, because the rest of the movies are more action oriented than the first one. They're not
I agree.
horror as in sort of slow burn horror.
I watched the first one for the first time, I think like a month ago, because it was just not like on my radar. But it was definitely a slow, like when you say slow burn,
the first Alien film was the first Predator film.
First Alien.
Yeah, you are going and picking up every single branch that you see. You are gonna try to find kindling, and then by the time you find kindling, you're like halfway through the movie, and then when it gets to like the middle end, you are like just burning the fire. Like it's
it's very slow. I'm glad I was basically forced by some friends to basically sit down. It's like literally, I think they heard I hadn't seen the Alien films, and they literally like within 5 minutes they sat me on the sofa, like each of them next to me, sort of thing. Like, you're watching this film right now. Like, it's one of those. And yeah, it is a slow burn film. I mean, I like it. It's very good.
It is a really slow burn.
But obviously, appreciate. Yeah,
you see the nuances.
You got to take a lot of time for it.
Yeah. And you kind of see the nuances of sort of this the characters and it's all a lot of character driven.
It is
stuff in the first Alien movie. It's not as in your face as most American made media is these days.
I think the first Alien film, it's worth it for the ending, because I thought the ending was absolutely incredible. It was well worth sitting through quite a slow burn film. Yeah. For those, those scares, those kills sort of thing. Aliens 2, maybe more so actually. It's maybe it's a little bit more of a high action film, but also quite a long drive. But it's worth it because the ending of Aliens is phenomenal, and that's one of those scenes that they reference all the time. The giant machine that she throws the damn mother alien out of the airlock, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I just came to mind really. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I think it's a Disney Plus only thing. Have you guys seen Prey, the more recent sort of spin-off of the Predator series? Yeah. Anyone else? Well, in the chat, give us a 1 in the chat if you've seen Prey. If you've seen Prey, I'll play the trailer here. Really cool film. A lot going on.
Oh no, Santa hates it. All right, cool.
It's all right for what it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm coming in as someone like, honestly, I've not really sat down and watched any of the Predator films apart from Alien vs.
I have to give ground to modern cinema, to be honest, because it is a whole lot of this doesn't work, and how the fuck does she survive this, and
no one knows.
Yes,
an axe thrown that way with a piece of flimsy rope doesn't exactly bounce back the way the movie.
Yeah, you got a bit of like what would you call that?
Suspension of disbelief, except in buckets.
It's sort of like plot armor, but it's like defying more the laws of physics or something, I guess, really.
Yeah.
I'm coming with you.
I just see. I prefer the Predator movies over the Alien movies, personally.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I actually need to like think about this a little bit longer before I give like a proper answer before Santa like slaughters me. But I just want to say like
at this point.
like I didn't know like on the for real, I did not know that Prometheus was in line with the Alien Predator universe. So so for the longest time I actually really enjoyed Prometheus. I actually really liked it because I didn't know that it was in line with Alien and Predator.
And with that, I actually agree with you, because if it had nothing to do with the Alien franchise as a whole, I would rate it as a sort of basic sci-fi movie with really fucking stupid writing.
And
but
very good visuals. You know, you got to give it a bit more credit than that. Visually,
the visuals
it is stunning.
The visuals are very good actually.
And we've mentioned it before. Obviously, the what would you call it? The auto surgery scene is really something. That's the reason why I decided I really need to buy it on Blu-ray and sit down and watch this film.
Also, Smile was terrifying as well.
Yes, I really liked Smile.
Yes.
This surgery scene is fucked.
Right. It's like I think they used to. There was a time where they were playing Prometheus on the TV a lot when I was at one point. So I ended up watching like this scene and a few others, sort of thing. I've not, like I said, I've not sat down and watched the whole film, but I've got the general idea. And this scene had me.
Who the fuck wakes up someone like that? Like, don't fucking slap me on the fucking face. I will end you. Like.
Oh yeah, I did it.
Yeah. I remember this.
She's aware and she's wanting to like that there's an alien inside her. So she goes to. I'm not going to mention the story. So I think obviously this is a surgery machine.
This med pod is calibrated for male patients only and does not offer the procedure.
Oh fuck
Which
that!
Makes no sense.
Makes no sense. No, I agree. I totally like. I think I actually like skipped over that sentence probably.
Yeah.
But I will say that if it isn't. Now it kind of like pisses me off, Santa. Like it actually is pretty bad because like if it is like associated with like the Alien and Predator, it does kind of like make it a little bit worse. But if you don't know, it doesn't.
To me,
like,
it begun. To me, this movie sort of begun the entire franchise downfall. Because I've seen it in the comics that follow the Prometheus and the subsequent movie that I can never remember the name of. The one that came after this one.
Oh.
But yeah.
The fact that she's doing this
is it called Alien Covenant?
Covenant, yeah.
Yes. Hey, I knew one. Thank you, Sam.
I'm so proud of you, Dan.
Hey, I knew that one. Sleeves, interesting point from Sleeves there, actually. Apparently, he didn't actually want to make another Alien film, but he had to. So just to mention, obviously, Ridley Scott, I imagine. So that does kind of make a little bit of a sense.
Bro, she takes this shit like a fucking champ, bro.
Yeah, visually, this is incredible, and there's so much suspense here that I love it. And it comes to the point where it pulls the alien out.
God, that's fucking hurting me as a woman. Oh my god. Okay, you know what I also don't understand is I feel like they never really show actually. Okay, so if anyone doesn't know about human anatomy, like. It is especially female anatomy. If you are doing a C-section, you have to cut extremely deep.
Yeah.
And I feel like they don't really. Sorry. I feel like they don't really like show actually like how deep they're cutting. Like it looks like, to me, it looks very superficial.
Yeah.
So
how in the hell do you stop a laser from cutting different depths anyway? But yeah.
I feel you're picking fault just because you hate this film at this point, Santa. And I can't really say, because when Freya was born by emergency C-section, and the doctors and nurses in the room, they basically said, right, you come and meet your daughter here. Now, don't look over there, because if you look over there, you will pass out. They told me, there's no other way, sort of thing. They're not like say, oh no, are you used to CSI, you like gory films, sort of thing. They were literally like, don't look over there, you will pass out. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
it's not scary per se, but to me it's suspenseful, and that is something that I really appreciate when it comes to cinematography, because I think it's easy to make a jump scare, but it's not easy to have your audience tense,
like biting their nails.
Amazed.
Yeah. Shleeve, I 100% agree. Like, there's no fucking way that she is up and about that fast.
For
absolutely. A fucking C-section.
Oh yeah, medically that would not happen.
Very heavy meds. Holy shit.
if you're on some fucking heavy ass meds, absolutely. Like, I don't fucking know, but you are not even thinking about walking after that shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another horror. Oh, so the
Can I pause you there just real quick, Roxanne, just to check the time, because obviously it's been brilliant having you, but I'm aware we're over an hour into the stream now. When I was expecting, like, you don't need to go or anything, do you? If you got time to stay, by all means, of course, we'd still have you here.
Is it okay if I say like 2 more things?
Yes,
and
yes,
then I do
of
actually
course,
need to
absolutely.
Leave?
Oh, hey Zal, good to see you.
Hey
You
Zal,
stay for the entire day.
I can't.
That's me. I feel bad saying that, Sarah, actually, because like you obviously you were having the surgery, and like they were like literally, don't look over there, you will black out. So it's like how Sarah must have been feeling. Obviously, she was.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Absolutely. Right. So yeah, go say your 2 parts, Roxanne. So we're not keeping you too long.
Okay, Saren, also, if you're getting Pepsi, please throw me one. I want Pepsi right now, even though it's fucking 7 a.m. I want Pepsi.
If you can't find any Pepsi, Saren, obviously you know where the energy drinks are.
Yeah. Also, I would love an energy drink. That sounds good too. I want both.
Okay, everyone's just raiding my energy drink stash now, and you think I'm joking? I let you have a secret energy drink stash, and I have for many years.
I love that. 7 a.m. Fuck that. I woke up at 6 just to hang out with Dan and Santa. But two movies that have ruined me.
Sorry, Stan, of course, yes.
As far as like sleep. So there's only been like 2 movies in the history of horror that have ruined my sleep and have made me stay up for days, because it actually terrified me. So The Babadook and Sinister. Bro, those movies, oh my god.
Yes. So Babadook and Sinister. And I think Babadook, did we watch that on your Discord one time actually? I've got to be honest, actually.
Because I refuse to fucking watch this movie again.
No, it was someone's. I did watch it. It might have been theirs actually. But no, we watched it.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And like, long term, like, I didn't like it because obviously there's a whole thingy about, you know, being a single parent and struggling and like that. I think like a lot of that hit quite close to home with not myself personally sometimes, but other people I know and the kind of general situation like in Britain and such. So it was a hard watch in that sense. But the fact that the monster was real was very good, and the monster itself was very fantastic. Absolutely.
It's just a book.
Oh, I see. So is that both of those sleeves then? Yeah. So yes, you will not touch. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So overall, in the long run, I would not recommend the Babadook, but have a look at this trailer. And see what you think. Like if the trailer interests you, go ahead and watch it, of course. Yeah, if I can take 2 minutes there, and I'll be with you in just a moment. We just want to wrap up very quickly. Just want to mention these 2 films very quickly. And yes, I will need to just run downstairs to go help Saren out. Good art style though. These like the drawings though of the monsters very much.
Yeah, the
like
art style is really good.
Real, yeah.
But I don't like horror movies that also, like, I know horror movie like plays like to like the darkness and like the unseen and all that stuff, but I actually really don't like that, because I feel like that's like a very like cheap shot at horror, if that makes sense.
You have something based in mythology, or
No, I just feel like when your whole movie is based on like the night, like the dark and like kind of just like shit like that, it kind of like takes away, because I feel like for the whole film you're trying to like see like what's in the shadows. And so you're just like, what's happening? And so I do think that the Babadook does a good job of doing day and night very well. But Sinister, I hate. Like,
What I'm
I
going
mean,
to do then,
there's
guys...
definitely something
Can I
called
stop you
Too
there for a
Dark.
second? So what I'd like to do, I'm going to run downstairs and grab something for Saren. I'm going to play the
Yes.
trailer for Sinister. If you guys want to talk about Sinister real quick, because I've got thoughts
Yeah,
to
okay.
it. Like, I love this film as well. And I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to play the trailer, but you guys keep going. I'm not going to go be right back screen or anything. I'll be back in a minute, okay?
I don't like Sinister. I know, like, kids. I feel like now they have like horror movies now have relied heavily on kids.
Yeah, kids being in
But,
danger
like,
and all of that, but yeah.
Yeah, like kids being in danger and kids like being the main focus of like scariness and like all that stuff. And I don't know. I feel like it's kind of
It's overused, if anything.
It is. Yeah, it's very overused. And also like the moving to a new house and like finding shit wrong with the house.
Yeah.
That trope, yeah.
There's so many sort of horror movie tropes these days that are way too overused, and I just wish that some of these modern well, there's a reason they use these horror tropes, because it's safe. They think they can make a movie out of it, and that it's safe. They can rely on the sort of ticket sales to go up by playing it safe with all of these tropes. But the boring part about that is, of course, that there's no innovation in horror movies anymore. Well, very seldom, rather.
Yeah. I fucking hate this movie so much. I fucking hate it.
And it's only a few times per year. Well, yeah, only a few times that I've been sort of surprised by a movie in any category, to be honest. And that goes with all media, to be honest. And
yeah, because they just play tropes.
Yeah.
And I want someone to be innovative.
Honestly.
I hate this movie so much. It fucking gives me nightmares. I don't like it. Really does. Oh my god, someone died here.
Oh my god.
Like someone has totally died in all the houses I've lived in. Yeah, 100%, and it fucking scares the shit out of you. Like I don't like it. A lot of people don't like the paranormal type tropes. And I actually find them very hilarious. For some reason. Like I know like the Paranormal Activity movies are like they're supposed to be scary. But like I just find them to be very hilarious.
Yeah, if played all right, then they can be done really, really well. For example, the first Exorcist is a very classic.
Yes, I agree.
Sort of poltergeist-ish movie, but Poltergeist in itself is also a very nice 80s sort of the first poltergeist movie is a good one, but when they do kind of found footage type version of the same poltergeist movies, I don't really find them any exciting at all.
Also, I will die on this hill. I think Black Phone was trash.
Black Phone. I've not seen that one actually.
Phone.
It's Ethan Hawke.
Let's see.
Oh, it's the video's just here actually. I think this is why it's been brought up.
I'll be home in the morning. Where are you going?
I'm back, by the way. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Dan.
I like to sneak in and see how long it takes Santa to notice.
The paper's home. I wish you wouldn't call him
The
back.
Black Phone.
I mean, it's I need to see it before I can say anything. But I did like Ethan Hawke in Sinister, of course. So it's kind of like.
Yeah. I'm not commenting on Ethan Hawke as an actor. I am commenting on the film altogether. I do think that Ethan Hawke did a really good job in Sinister. I don't think that Ethan Hawke did a good job in this movie. I think he could have done better.
That jump scare, that.
Also seems very tropey, this one.
So what was discussed about Sinister actually? Because I did want to hear that. I see you need to grab a drink for Saren.
Tropes.
tropes, how a lot like the safety net of using kids as a means to scare the shit out of you.
Yes, because children are the most terrifying thing imaginable. I can account for that absolutely. Very loud with the jump scares. There we go. Yes.
I do actually think that I think it's so Blumhouse do a great job, like the production company. I think they, like, from a lot of the movies that I have seen, like the horror movies, have been from Blumhouse, which is really interesting to me.
I think Insidious is one of theirs as well, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Insidious series on the whole.
Yeah. It, like, towards I will say though, towards the end though, Dan, it kind of just lost me. It kind of lost me. Not gonna lie.
It's kind of
The
like
first and second
more
one,
of the same. The first and second, yes, absolutely love. 3 and 4, it does feel like more of the same, but it's like if you love the world, the monsters of Insidious, then it's worth staying around. It's like the prequels of Star Wars. You know, if you like the original so much, you might like the prequels because there's a little bit more to it. But
they flesh out the world.
Yeah, like 3 and 4 are not essential. Like 1 and 2, I'd say, are essential.
Look what you made me do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Dan, I feel like you need to. I feel like you should, at least give this movie a watch.
Which one? Sorry.
Before you can judge it. Black Phone. I always say, like, give a movie or give a game like its due diligence before you 100% like strike it out, because it's like it's not fair to you to just take on someone's recommendation. So like I can say, oh, Black Phone's trash, but you can come back and be like, I actually really liked Black Phone, and then, you know, because everyone's different and like everyone's preferences are different.
Yes,
100%. So like I'll never shit on someone for liking something that I don't particularly like, because I'm very picky when it comes to my games, and I'm very picky when it comes to my movies and shows. Because I am because I'm looking for that narrative. I'm looking for like very specific elements, and if it doesn't really meet my elements, I'm kind of just like meh. Like it was okay. I didn't really hate it, but it was just okay.
So do you have a particular like niche of what you look for in horror? Like for me, it's that creep factor. Like it's not so much about being scared; it's about being creeped out. For me, do you have something like that?
I look for background music. I look for that. I look for is it atmospheric, because atmospheric to me, it means like it's the build up of the music, it's the build up of the scenery, does the
very
music
much
flow?
the atmosphere, because the sound design, the background music could definitely go into the atmosphere, and I think that's definitely a very good answer. Is that actually is that you're looking for a good
and
atmosphere
like the world building as well, Dan, too, because if I always tell people, I'm like, watch a horror movie with happy music and then watch a horror movie with scary music. Like it's very different. Like if you don't have good atmosphere, you are not gonna have a good horror movie. And if you also don't have good world building, you're not gonna have a good horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I just
100%, because like this is coming from me as like a sound designer, engineer, at least in a past life anyway. To you guys who have been following me for a while, I do still do music. I will have music things to show in the future, but it's kind of a back burner for now. But as a sound designer / audio engineer, it's amazing how much music and good sound design can affect things. So one thing that comes to mind is like I was playing Half-Life 2 back in the day. Obviously, a very highly rated game, very much kind of revolutionary. Half-Life 2 was. I was listening to my music while I was playing Half-Life 2, and I was bored out of my mind. And I came back to it a few years later, and I just listened to the music itself, the audio of the actual game. I had a much better time and actually loved it, played through the whole thing. But like when you're not in the zone, when you literally the music is not fitting, absolutely that just proved to me that like, you know, it can be such a completely change it, absolutely.
Exactly. So 100%.
Watch a horror film while with some happy music on. And I think when I was writing my dissertation, actually, I was watching Watership Down while listening to Neurosis, and now that was an experience. Made it even more morbid and grim, and I'm just like watching bunnies murder each other while listening to some grim sludge, atmospheric sludge metal going on as well.
That's so funny.
I do love these sort of YouTube clips people come out now and then where they put horror music to seemingly sort of innocent movies like Mrs. Doubtfire with Robin Williams.
Oh, do you mean like where they recut a trailer to, like they made
exactly.
They made The Shining look like a rom-com,
exactly.
and they did it so well using just parts of it, change the music, takes the right parts of the right scenes, and they can really make a film look different. And I think
make trailers out of it.
There is an art form to trailers, because I think sometimes the trailers are scarier than the actual film.
100%.
So the Conjuring comes to mind, where I thought like the Conjuring would seem terrifying from the trailer. All the scare timings were so perfect on the trailer, but to me watching the film, I thought the timings were off, so the jump scares didn't catch me quite right, and the atmosphere seemed off to me because I think the trailer did it so much better. And I know that maybe that's a controversial take.
Sad.
This is chat's killing me now with that take. Absolutely.
That is so sad. Dan and Santa, unfortunately, I need to leave to go and help other people in my life. This was amazing, and this was really fun.
Yes, thank you so much.
A lot of people don't like attribute me to liking horror or anything like that, and it's really nice to be able to like branch out and talk to people that do really also enjoy horror. I would like to play more horror games, but the problem is I suck at puzzles, and horror games fucking rely heavily on puzzles, and that already listen, when you have like really fucking crippling anxiety and then you put that person into a horror game with more anxiety, and then you give them a puzzle to try and figure out so that you can live, which is more anxiety because you can't fucking figure out the puzzle, and then you end up fucking dying. So it's like you're just riddled.
Especially if you're streaming too, and people are like, "Do this, do this, do this."
There's always extra pressure.
I can't do anything.
I've given a shout out to Roxxan. Roxxan is a regular streamer. Like I say, she streams very much story-driven games. She's fantastically funny, great to watch. She uploads all her VODs onto YouTube as well. Her Discord, the Party Shack, is fantastic as well. She's about always making an inclusive community for absolutely everyone to be a part of. So I think she's brilliant for what she does there. So yeah, that's about it. That is Roxxan for you. Thank you so much for going way out your way to join us. You are welcome to join us again at any time. We'd love to have you back.
Exactly. It's been very lovely to have you as our first guest, I must mention.
First guest, absolutely.
Our first guest.
Stop gassing me up like this.
I'll talk about it later, but yeah, I did try to get a guest on for last week, but things didn't quite work out. So Shane is obviously a big Godzilla fan. He's been talking to me ever since. You know Shane as well, don't you? Yeah. Shane's been messaging me ever since. Like, he really seems to be excited. So we are going to have a follow-up kaiju episode in the future, and we'll try and get Shane in because I know, like, I need to control the guy, because like Shane can talk like crazy about something he's interested in, and Godzilla is one of those particular things. So like, Shane would absolutely make us a 3-4 hour episode if we let him talk the whole time. So we'll see how that goes, but we are going to do that in the future, certainly.
It's really amazing how Shane also does model building as well for his job.
Absolutely,
and I find that to be really amazing, because he essentially does what he loves, and he can talk about what he loves, and I think that's really, really beautiful when you find something.
Absolutely,
that,
yeah. So we will certainly talk to Shane about that when he does come in. So yeah, I'll keep in mind. I'm thinking like we've got to do pretty much like Halloween run up for the rest of the month, but in November I'm thinking we come back with a kaiju follow-up episode. Yeah. I didn't know Lofris. I didn't know you knew Shane actually, but yeah, like like
part of
Shane definitely could talk about kaiju stuff. Just Godzilla, maybe just Shin Godzilla for an hour, easy. And yeah, he's great to listen to, absolutely. So we will definitely get him on in the future, certainly. Not around on the 20th. Is that our? I've not even looked at the calendar actually. Yeah. So rightio, lovely. Yeah. So we've got 2 episodes coming up for the oh, Halloween is actually the 31st as well. We might have to see what we're going to do about that one, because I don't know. I don't think I can stream on the 31st.
Yes, we shall see what we can do.
Right. Don't let us keep you any longer, Roxanne. You head off. Thank you so much again.
That's all right.
For joining us
for
this time, and see you again soon. Yeah.
Letting me come on. I really appreciate it. It's definitely very interesting. Yeah, I love ranting about favorites. But thank you, Santa. Thanks, Dan, for go to bed, bro. I just woke up.
She just got to work.
I have to go to work. Yeah, is Halloween actually on the 31st? That's lovely. I love that for all of us. Thank you guys for having me.
It's the 31st is a Tuesday, so we would otherwise stream on the 31st. I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
Ew, yuck. Why the fuck is Halloween on a fucking Tuesday?
31st,
Yuck.
how dare.
Yuck. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good rest of the stream. Santa, please don't crucify me. Oh my god.
That's quite alright. You have a lovely day and help other people.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right. I wanted to kind of jump right into the next thing, because Lofris did mention just a little while ago, we didn't get time to look at that as we were finishing up, mentioned Pontypool. In what context was that actually? I've not heard of this film, actually. Pontypool. So is that about sound design, creating a good atmosphere? Let's take a look. So we might have just been baiting. Lofris is my friend, so I trust him with this. But I guess we'll see, because I've never even heard of this film.
Oh, it's a film. Okay.
Yes. A lot of flashing.
What you are hearing is an actual radio broadcast.
What are you hearing? It's an actual radio broadcast.
Roadblocks preventing people from leaving and entering the area.
Everybody is under quarantine.
And this is a...
We still do not have an official version of these events, and it's very difficult at this moment to get a fix on what has happened.
2009.
Oh god! These people are trying to eat their way inside.
They cut into our signal.
Ah. Is it like a zombie film then, or?
Their eyes. He's looking at me.
The eyes are looking at you.
For your safety.
For your safety.
Turns to zombie genre. Okay. I see what they're doing. They're only sort of banking on the sound design.
Is it going to be they're not going to tell you what the monster is till the end?
Exactly. They're
yeah.
just...
And it's going to be like aliens or zombies or... Sort of zombie with a unique twist. Okay.
I think people are actually calling into the station and they're telling sort of what happens as a sort of a radio drama-esque thing.
Okay. So this isn't like the
that's really interesting actually.
First thing that came to mind was an alien invasion sort of broadcast. Do you know what I'm talking about? I mean, the guy apparently came back and said it was a prank, but as a prank it was very much curiously done.
From 1922 something. H.G. Wells Orson Welles, yeah, exactly.
Are you thinking like War of the Worlds, sort of? Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, obviously there's War of the Worlds, but this was something different, and it was like this guy. He sounded absolutely terrified as he was talking. I mean, I know this mainly as it was sampled in the end of a Tool record. It was at the very end of the Anima album. Have you heard that track at the end of Anima?
I have not.
Oh, right.
Well, I probably have, but I can't place it right now, to be honest.
Yeah,
because I do listen to Tool. And
so they added some extra noise and atmosphere to it, and God, that was I don't think I'd be able to find it by searching
War of the Worlds. There's many tales sort of surrounding that radio drama as well, because people apparently thought that it was a real thing when
I love that, absolutely. And Dredd, are you sort of suggesting that the things outside, that there's something wrong with their eyes, they're trying to get into this radio station? Like, is that the tax collecting? Is that the IRS?
That's tax collecting. It's the IRS.
The tax man is here.
They have new methods to find
We didn't carry the one in our tax return, and they're after us now. You never know. Someone's going to make a horror film of that, because someone's going to, of course. Like, there is a lot of that happening these days.
They do, because IRS is a new venue into horror, and as we talked about before, there's too many tropes about all kind of bullshit, but IRS.
Here's the thing, and I'm not going to stick on these. We're not going to dive into these because I'm just mentioning just because of it. People these days will make a horror film just because they can. So what I'm talking about is the original copyright to Winnie the Pooh expired very recently. Obviously reached 100 years. So that means people they can't use the Disney copyright. So basically,
wasn't it Donald Duck, not Winnie the Pooh?
No, it's Winnie the Pooh. I don't know about Donald Duck. Maybe Donald Duck is coming up, but it'll be.
I think Donald Duck, the original, is. No, wait.
Are you thinking
it's
Steamboat
Mickey
Willie?
Mouse.
Yeah, the original Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat
That may
Willie,
be 100 years now, but I wouldn't touch that because Disney have have a million lawyers. They will sue the shit out of you. Okay, but Winnie the Pooh. They literally, Blood and Honey. There you go. We saw the trailer. It does not look good. They literally just made this dreadful slasher film of this guy dressed as Winnie the Pooh, the original Winnie the Pooh. Because if he wears a red shirt, suddenly it's Disney, and they will sue the shit out of you. But yeah, they literally made that because they literally legally can now. And there's also comes to mind is Cocaine Bear. And like I say, we're not diving into these. We're not looking at the trailers, but it's literally a few years ago, a bear took an enormous mountain of cocaine and went on something on a rampage before it died maybe a few hours later. And I think it was just Twitter that was like, someone's going to make a horror film out of this. And someone fucking did just because they fucking could.
Let me just tell you right away, the real tale of the story is a whole lot more exciting than the movie itself.
Oh, the Cocaine Bear story?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because the movie, the best scenes are in the trailer. That's it. The rest is just snooze fest.
Okay, so Cocaine Bear actually is worth watching the trailer rather than the actual film, and there we go.
That's my take on it.
So talking about real life horror, actually, as much as Sarah promised. The reason I had to go run and get her a drink is because she has a little injury from the other night. Actually, she broke her toes. As the hallway was quite cluttered as she was rushing to bed the other night, and walked into one of Freya's old buggies, and she's broken 2 of her toes, unfortunately. She sent me the pictures of the toes as they look now, with the bruising is starting to come out now. So thank you for the real life horror there, and I'm not going to share it, so I'm sorry, but you just have to use my imagination. The toes are pointing out a little bit.
No feet pics or tone pics in this.
We don't give away feet pics for free.
Channel.
Okay.
Not for free anyway. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Let's change screen then. Do you want the CRT screen then? You want to have a shoot at me and such? Extra emotes for some reason. We've got an ad break. You guys know what to do if you so choose to. We had to kind of rush into this episode because we wanted to basically make the most of the time with Roxxan, because I knew we were on a time limit. So how's your week been, Santa? Do you want to have a quick catch up there real quick?
Headaches, needing lots of coffee, and boredom.
Oh, right, okay. I was about to say, you sounded quite similar to mine, because basically I've likened this last week to, do you know O.J. Simpson in the Naked Gun films? That's what my week's been like. That's basically been me, and that's been the week. Yeah, so I'm talking about there's a great scene of I think it was in the first film, someone tried to kill him, so there was this assassination attempt, and basically he stepped on a rake, and then he landed on a wet paint door, and then he fell into a cake, and he trapped his fingers in the window. That feels like what my week has been like.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, Saren's broke her toes. I've got a cut in my fingers. I went to the tip, and I was trying to pull some drawers apart really quickly, and the handle snapped, and it's put this nice, not shallow but long cut on my thumb. I feel it's just been a week of injuries, I guess.
You've got tetanus.
Yeah, hence it's just these random injuries as well. So it's been a completely an O.J. Simpson in Naked Gun kind of week.
Well, my left hand is kind of fucked from something, I don't know what, but otherwise I'm fit as a fiddle.
Oh, excellent. That's good to hear. Excellent, absolutely.
For a 43-year-old.
you sharing the age and the birth year, are you today?
I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm too old, I don't care.
Too old for this shit, absolutely.
Too old for this shit, definitely.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit more time left, really. So did you want to take a bit more of a deeper dive into the Hellraiser franchise? Because we haven't really done like a deep dive at this point. Thank you, Sleeves, for the everyone needs to right now pick up a drink. Everyone must.
Oh yeah, I have mead. But I'm good.
I have people have commented on this mug in the past. I think it's one of these Nemesis Now ones. Yes, it is.
Nemesis Now.
Okay,
it's a brand.
Reapers along the side. I believe Nemesis Now are actually in Stoke-on-Trent. I think I've driven past the factory a few times.
I see.
And yeah, this is nice. It's got a lovely. All the schools are along the side, all that sort of thing.
As long as it's good craftsmanship, and so it doesn't break in like 5 minutes.
It's very well made. It's served me well for a good few years now. And I love when people come into chat and say, "Oh, I really like your mug," and I'm like, "Oh," I say, "Oh, thanks, I stole it."
Yeah.
And then I just like had no other contacts, and technically I did.
That's good.
Technically I stole a car, but that's another story. That's the story after a few more drinks. But don't worry, I didn't do anything illegal. I did nothing illegal. Don't worry about it.
Nothing illegal except stealing, and that's only illegal in some countries. No, wait, what?
No, it was illegal. It's fine. Don't worry about that. We're not going to talk about that just yet.
So some stealing ain't illegal in Sweden, that's for sure. Piracy. But yeah,
we have to kind of dance around that piracy sometimes, don't we? Yeah. So don't worry. We don't do anything illegal here. Absolutely. So.
Well, yeah. When it comes to Hellraiser, first of all, it's gonna. Well, I guess the chat can decide on this one. Because the Hellraiser is a
get your fingers ready out.
Big
1 or 2
series.
In chat, depending on the answers.
Yeah, but Hellraiser is such a huge series of movies. I can either go through them really fucking quick and pick up my favorite one and say why it's a favorite one, or I could go one by one with their backgrounds and what it's about, and more into the Hellraiser comics as well, the extended universe.
So you remember the other week, actually. So I went back and I highlighted essentially my lecture on the Godzilla franchise.
Yeah.
And you stopped me, which was good that you did, actually, so we kind of could finish it off quickly and move on. But the time, do you know how long that lecture was on the Godzilla franchise?
A little over 1 hour.
No, come on now. It was a 2-hour episode. How dare? No, it was a 29-minute lecture, and I probably could have gone to like 45 minutes into. Yeah,
like it felt like 3 years. No.
You were like, come on, let's move on. Yeah, no, I get it absolutely. I mean, we don't even have 29 minutes left to kind of cover the Hellraiser. But so I'm seeing here, like I've got the list here from Wikipedia. So we've got 3, 6, 9. We've got 11 series in the main franchise anyway. So if you want to kind of do sort of a brief rundown and then highlight notable and maybe your favorites in this as well.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, the first one is of course a classic because it starts everything, and the first one is usually a classic.
And that is Hellraiser 1987.
Exactly, and it's a good basis for all the Hellraiser movies, and I do recommend it. And, recommend seeing them from in a chronological order. Of course.
So obviously,
because
if you've got the time to watch them all, yeah,
there is a story, a red line throughout, which is just not the cube itself.
I have seen the future of horror.
Yes, and I've seen this cube a lot actually. I've seen these scenes where they're opening it, and there's a bit of bloodletting, so there's a bit you twist it a certain way, and some spikes come out, and obviously the idea is to take some blood from you. I think I've seen people use them as like coasters, and they're like little props and such. And generally, obviously, I don't touch them because I know what nothing does.
The prop is amazing, I must say.
Yeah.
They made so many versions of the cube as well, and the mechanics behind it, the sort of the clockwork and the mechanics inside of the cube is fucking amazing.
Yeah, so they really put a lot of work into making sure this was like.
87.
Yeah. I love the visuals here.
The chick, that one, the teenager is
she the final girl?
She's in 2 of the Hellraiser movies and the comics. Okay. The comics extend upon the universe beyond the second movie.
Hellraiser, a film by Clive Barker.
And that's the story in a perspective of the first Hellraiser and the second Hellraiser, and the comics is a little bit different from the rest of the movies. The rest of the movies are more modernized than the first and the second and the comics.
Okay.
So you could, in fairness, bunch them together, as in the first and the second of the comics, into one category, and the rest, number 3 and onward, into a second, into another category.
Yeah.
But since the movies one by one sort of describe and sort of explain how the different Cenobites, as they're called, these hell beings, the Cenobites, come from, and how they ascended to the Cenobite life, or whatever you want to call it.
There is backstory to them. They're not just always been there. They do sort of develop into Cenobites then.
Yes. Depending on... it is, in a way, their reward. And you could...
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And you could see how this reward is twisted and sort of contorted to other shapes. If it's a reward or not is entirely up to the person itself and what they deserve.
Okay.
And ultimately, it is the ultimate evil that is behind all of these decisions as well, which the comic sort of explains better than the movies.
Right.
In any case, the cube itself is the sort of main character throughout all of these movies, and how it's made, and
human curiosity. They can't resist opening it up. Absolutely.
Precisely. And there's not only one cube in the mix either. There's several of them.
Yes.
But the cube is the most common one.
And where does the Rubik's Cube come into all of this? I'm sorry, I'm ripping off Lothris there. So yeah, every Rubik's Cube has a demon in it, so be careful how much you solve those things. I'm no good at Rubik's Cube, so I don't have any in the building, or I definitely don't have any Hellraiser. Is there a name for the cube, the prop?
No, it's just called the Hellraiser cube, basically.
The Hellraiser cube, yeah.
Or the cube by Le Marchand, however you.
I mean, if they're the Cenobites, I guess I would call the cube. I'd call it the Cenobit.
Cenobit.
Would that be okay?
Exactly. Bit bites.
Le Marchand, is that?
Le Marchand or Merchant, or however you spell the name. It's he's the inventor of the cube itself.
The Cenobox. I see. I got you. Okay. Yeah. So this is going to kind of the deep lore, the very big backstory of it. Then,
it's deep lore. But anyway, the every new movie beyond number 3 sort of tries to reinvent the new story and sort of put their own spin on things, etc.
1 to 3 are kind of the essentials, at least first of all.
I mean, I would say up to. Let's see, up to number 5.
Number 5
is quite essential.
Yeah. Hellraiser Inferno.
Because Inferno does something. Inferno is actually my favorite, which is why I would count up to number 5 at the very least.
Right.
Because it follows a red thread that you can easily see as you are watching each movie. But beyond that, it tries to sort of reinvent itself.
Yeah, reinvent itself. So you're going on to Hellraiser Hellseeker here.
Exactly, and tries to put new spins into it and so forth, without sort of without falling back to the older movies, which is, in my view, a mark of a good movie if they actually do a callback. To remind people who have watched the rest of the Hellraiser series that here we have something for you as well in this movie.
I think I've just found the one that I watched, and this is the one I watched in full. It is
the
Hellraiser Hellworld I'm coming up as. And this is because, like I say, it's got the young Henry Cavill in it.
Oh yeah,
So...
yeah. I watched that the other day actually.
You watched it the other day, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So first of all, look at this technology. You've got the CRT monitors. It's an early day of internet, and I think they do actually get tickets to this secret party through playing like a flash game.
An MMORPG online.
What year is it?
I wouldn't touch that.
But no, this is just like a silly slasher film as opposed to like anything with like a decent Hellraiser.
Yeah.
One that's memorable, I think it's the first kill in the film, is this lady sort of tied to a chair.
Yeah.
And there's these circular saws going towards the jugular, and it sort of cuts along the sides of the neck, which causes her to bleed out very quickly. And
yeah,
I mean, it was memorable, but it wasn't very much like.
It is memorable, but the entire last scene destroys the entire premise of the movie, which is like, okay.
Remind me, yeah. So obviously, spoilers if you wanted to watch this. I've started using a term recently of like, if there was a new metal phase of cinema, this is part of it, and I'm going to have to go into more detail into that. Would you agree there's a new metal phase of cinema? I think the key film there is basically Queen of the Damned.
It's a certain style, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very much a style, and it did go alongside new metal to a point that on the soundtracks of some of these films, you would find a lot of new metal, like in the prime era of new metal. So I think I'm really onto something to call this the new metal era of cinema. Here we go. Here's the scene I want to see, because this gent is a lot more famous these days. His name is Henry Cavill. You may have heard of him, as he is both Superman and The Witcher.
Yeah.
And he's a sort of...
And
what was he like? He's sort of like a douchey guy in this film. Yeah, baby Henry Cavill. Yeah. I believe he's... If I remember rightly, he's actually murdered in the most fantastic of ways. Yeah. So he's scared. He's got some blood on his hand, and he's definitely pooed his pants there. I see a little shade at the bottom. Not that I was looking, but okay, let's go with it. And obviously, foreshadowing is showing a butcher's hook over here.
Yeah. And he says hello to the butcher's hook as well, which is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, obviously you're freaked out by all the things in jars and there's blood on your hand, but what really stops you in your tracks is that the hook behind you is very quietly swinging a little bit. And then you've got one of these new metal characters here. He's just come back from the rave. You can tell by the paint he's got going on, yeah.
I do like the design of the Cenobites, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, they're always great throughout.
Yeah.
Said friend I mentioned who sat me down and made me watch the Alien films as well as the Evil Dead films. Also had like a load of like figures of Cenobites in the living room. It was a bit disturbing, but okay, you know, each to their own. Oh, there's a lot of blood. Oh. That is, I think this was the best kill of the whole film. Actually, I mean, this is incredible. I mean, if you don't
there's a better one.
Was there a better one in this film? This film specifically, yeah.
Yeah, in this film specifically, yeah.
It's just the beginning as well. This was most of the way through the film, but it's also just the beginning.
Yeah, it is.
Go on then, what's the best...
yeah, the ending kind of ruins the entire movie for me, because it has Lance Henriksen, which is also always awesome in all movies in my view.
Sorry, the ad got you there, didn't it? I saw it coming, bloody things. So, yeah, so what was the ending to the film then? You'll have to remind me there.
The ending of the film basically tells that Lance Henriksen lured these people into his home because he wanted revenge for his son's murder or something like that. And these kids didn't stop his son from playing the game which got him killed. Now, the way that he gets revenge on these kids is to poison them in various ways with some kind of sort of hallucination toxin.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now.
That they imagine everything that's happening in in the movie.
That's right.
So
And it was all a
of
dream.
the gory scenes and everything, it's all imagined, which sort of ruins the entire movie. Because in the end, you see them just being stuck in their coffins, sort of screaming,
Yes.
ranting, and raving.
So basically, he drugged them with his hallucinogenics and buried them in these coffins, and they literally hallucinated the whole film. And
precisely, and I hate that.
Yeah, you've got me there.
That premise.
So where's my? We were writing, if you remember, the 7 Sins of Horror, and we've still got a lot to go through with that.
We do.
I'll need to find the list first of all, but if it's not already on there, and I don't think it is, ... and It Was All a Dream is going right up there.
Exactly.
Because that is like nothing more disappointing than I mean, they did actually a decent job with the world building. There's a wonderful kill there and another one. They died quickly from lack of oxygen. I think it was shallow buried, but I think that is quite very much the case. So
it's
there's a lot wrong with that.
Exactly, and it's a shit movie anyway. But
yes, absolutely. Like to me, it was like one of those trashy films that is hilarious to watch with friends with a few drinks, and
But the previous one, as in Hellraiser 4,
Hellraiser 4, Bloodline,
which is sorry, I meant Inferno.
Inferno. I mean, I love that cover art there.
Inferno is very good because it is basically a PI, private investigator sort of type story.
Okay, lovely stuff.
In the Hellraiser universe, which is a very good spin on the entire thing, in the entire saga.
Yeah, so there's a balance of obviously
this investigator trying to sort of
find a rational explanation to all the murders and the disappearances and all
while
that.
He's slowly going insane.
Oh, even better.
And I think it's the slowly going insane part that I really like, because it's very Lovecraftian in its way, because everyone always goes insane in the end in Lovecraftian stories.
We need a Lovecraft counter, really, shouldn't we? I'm going to have to work on this next time. Like, I want a big sign that says, just splashes the word retconning on the screen when I press a button. I'm going to have to add these, write these down. And also I want a counter for when we mention Lovecraft.
How many times have I mentioned Lovecraft in a horror podcast? About 5,000 times.
Oh, no. Okay, that apparently appears to be the whole film on YouTube. So,
that's the whole film on YouTube.
It seems
so
to
if
be
you
there.
really want to...
We've got the top result is this 8 out of the 8 clips that they've taken.
Just Fried's trailer.
The trailer, yeah. We won't. I think that's basically going to be the final scene.
Remastered trailer, yeah. And this movie has the most bone-chilling scream I have ever heard in a movie.
Wow. Oh God.
At this time, a battle between good and evil.
A battle between good and evil.
Ignore the narrator because he sucks.
No, I'm sorry. I'm invested now.
Welcome to hell.
Hellraiser Inferno.
Well, is there any fire? Okay, there's some great monsters, some fantastic Cenobite and monster design going on there.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
And as I said, it has the most bone-chilling scream I've ever heard in a movie, which is some praise, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You are selling me on it, and I'm hoping you're selling the chat on this as well. I definitely need to take a dive into the Hellraiser series, and I think hopefully that's going to be something we might get a chance to do this Halloween, certainly. It does seem very Halloween-esque, really.
Well, definitely. I mean, it's one of the classics when it comes to Halloween, I think.
I think it's talked about a lot, certainly, and obviously the Pinhead is very iconic.
Very iconic.
Absolutely. There's not really a whole much to say. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, if I'm just going to run it shortly, the rest of the movies are okay.
You see, what was that? That was like 10, 30 minutes. Like, it took me 29 minutes of Godzilla, and he's like, Santa's like, I'm bored. Come on, move it on.
Exactly.
We have so much content to get through here.
But yeah, Hellraiser. I could dive hours into Hellraiser as well because I've read.
I didn't get a Pond of the Orb redeem. Were you after a Pond of the Orb?
Oh dear.
I don't see one. We had an everyone drinks a little earlier. I'm going to listen out for that Pond of the Orb. I'm ready should we have one. So yeah.
The world of Hellraiser is vast.
The world of Hellraiser is vast, yeah. And I think there's like I've only seen little bits generally of the Hellraiser series. But like visually from what I've seen, I really can't even describe what I've seen, but there's some grim stuff out there, absolutely. I think there it is, the Pond of the Orb sleeves.
And the first and the second movie actually does it the best when it comes to practical monster effects.
Practical monster effects, and with the first and second one, they make the most of the. I'm trying to work that into a pondering question. Really, it's like, what was it about the first one? Yeah, those early movies where they had.
Yeah, the practical effects were so much better.
Why is the fire there? Put the fire away. You're ruining my bits. You're ruining my bits. There we go. Okay.
You pondered the orb really angrily.
Yeah, I was angry about it, and now we got the cheat. Now they're coming up with the all these things. So, zoom toggle. It's still there. Why is it still there?
Oh dear. You've messed it up now.
I need to work on my touch portal programming, so I can yell at this stuff, but all it is because I wrote the scripts to my touch portal buttons, so this is entirely on me. So here's your chicken slap.
Yes.
That's okay, Sarah, don't worry. Where are we gonna... Looking at all my screens. Yeah, we'll go back to the watch screen for now. And so, yeah, we digress. Back to it there. I'm fascinated by the Hellraiser franchise, but I have almost no knowledge of it, really. I just have a super interest, particularly of the earlier ones, absolutely. But I still have, like... I know it's bad, but the Hellworld, Henry Cavill one, I do kind of have a bit of a love to, because it was one of those. It's so great to sit and watch some friends and just take the absolute piss out of this silly ass film. You know, did you say there was a better kill in it? What is the better kill?
Well, I mean, I think the better kill is actually the throat one with where she sits and
cuts the jugular open in the right places. Yeah. I mean, to me, I guess it was kind of like a saw trap. It was a bit sort of explainy sort of thing. It's like, oh, by the way, these circular saws, they're aimed directly at the blood vessels in your jugular, so you will bleed out incredibly quickly. It's like, just get on with it, guy. Come on. Oh, I seem to remember, yeah.
Then again, his death wasn't all that bad either.
Yeah, so he got... This is near the end, isn't it?
Yeah. When he flees his mansion.
Yeah. He finds the box, and for some reason he thinks, I'm going to open that, despite at least having a knowledge.
No, he had the box. He was a super fan of the Hellraiser, sort of. Because in this movie, the Hellraiser is a franchise.
Yeah. So he's a fan of the film, so he found the box, and it turns out it's real. It's one of those meta things, is it? Yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah. Oh, I love
Which
that.
also kind of speaks against it, in my view.
What a cool monster design, though. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's the Chatterer, I think it was called. They all have names.
I recall as well, there is a Cenobite that has, like, a camcorder into his head. I remember seeing this on one of these What Culture Horror videos talking about monster designs, and it's basically, he's literally got a camcorder built into his head, and I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah, there's some really sort of far out designs when it comes to Cenobites as well, especially in the second movie. I must say. The second movie has really nice ones.
I'm going to try my best. I can't make any guarantees. I'm going to try and see if we can watch the first and second Hellraiser films and come back to it absolutely, because I've got almost nothing to add to this, unfortunately, because I just don't know them.
No, that's fine, because well, I mean, the first and the second one are really sort of integral parts.
Yeah.
Because of the world building that they do for the rest of the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So those are the two that I definitely recommend.
Brilliant.
And
so just
if you after that want to jump from movie to movie, that's fine.
Just a question from Sarah and Jay, actually, to mention here. She says she's thinking about doing a pinhead for the Halloween. She's working a Halloween night, and she's doing great. She's working on a Pennywise costume. Obviously, Sarah and Jay is a massive Stephen King fan, so I'm really excited to see this in whole, actually. Getting a full kind of Pennywise costume. I think she's going to do great. But she's struggling with contact lenses. She doesn't do contact lenses, and I understand like the whole idea of putting something on your eye. Yes, very specifically 1980s Pennywise, as she is a big fan of the original It, not the new one, not the
what's he called?
Bill Skarsgård.
No.
Tim
the
Curry.
old one.
Yes, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry,
the
yeah,
original,
I love Tim Curry's.
Great actor, isn't he? You're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got any tips, any cosplayers in here actually about putting contact lenses in, because that would be useful advice for us, certainly.
Eye drips, I would say.
Eye drops, yeah. I guess that
eye
helps,
drips,
certainly.
eye drips, yeah.
Maybe there's some YouTube videos about these things.
Probably.
Henriksen getting typecast as characters that get cut off at the torso at the end of the film. Is this one of those, like, if I had a nickel for every time that Henriksen got cut off at the torso at the end of the film, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but weird that it's happened twice.
Exactly. at least 2 nickels. We know someone who's been killed a whole lot of times, but never killed in Silent Hill. That has a whole lot more. Oh my God, what's that actor's name again?
Sean Bean.
Yes,
yeah.
Sean Bean.
I mean, he survived in Silent Hill, actually,
exactly.
didn't he? Yeah. Like,
Which is
someone did the math, and like 50-50, like 50% of the time, Sean Bean dies in whatever he's cast in.
50-50.
Yeah,
it's more like 80-20.
You'd think that, really, honestly, because he's famous of them, like, you know, like I mean, to be fair, like, if you counted up, like, if you took all the Nicolas Cage films and worked out the percentage of how many times he lost his shit, I think it would be 50-50 as well, because I'm sorry to tell you guys, internet, like, Nicolas Cage doesn't lose his shit in every film that he's in. I'm so sorry to tell you this, but like hear me out. I mean, I think he loses his shit in like Lord of War, Face Off, The Wicker Man, but he doesn't lose his shit in Willy's Wonderland. Did you guys see that one?
Ghost Rider, he definitely loses his shit.
He does lose his shit in Ghost Rider. Okay, it might be 80-20 for Nicolas Cage. The odds are not for him at this point. But I remember reading this. Someone actually did all the math. They worked it all out.
Yeah.
Like, Sean Bean dies in half of the things that he's in, but obviously he's only famous for that half. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Adverts came in at the wrong time again. What the absolute shit. I will try.
But I mean,
if we've got some cool moments to clip, obviously, I will go through this and clip the cool parts. He doesn't lose his mind in Con Air. I don't know Con Air, actually.
Con Air is good, but
yeah. I mean, I was introduced to Nicolas Cage and Jared Leto in Lord of War. Put a 1 in chat if you've seen Lord of War, because I think that was a really cool film.
It is really good film.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, this was a kind of the case of like when 30 Seconds to Mars were really kind of coming more of a thing. And I was like, I hate Jared Leto. What an absolute asshole. Because good. Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. Good. And my friend actually sat me down. Like, we were basically with these metalheads, and we were like, anything that isn't metal is shit. We were in that kind of teenage angst sort of stage. But he was actually like, look, dude, actually, you should watch this film because Jared Leto, despite being a dreadful singer, is a great actor. And I mean,
he is a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not much for 30 Seconds to Mars, but there are a few cool tracks. Kind of going into the music all of a sudden to digress, really. But I have more respect for Jared Leto than I used. No, I backtrack because current day Jared Leto, what the absolute shit.
Current day Jared Leto is very weird.
kind of decent musician. Yeah, the guy was like got so sick of all the critics calling his music, his following a cult, that he just created a cult.
He created a goddamn cult.
Did you hear this one as well? He didn't know about coronavirus when it first hit at the start of 2020 because he was in the desert fasting. Like, he was like on some kind of epiphany chase, and he came back in like May, and it's like, what happened to the world? I was doing shit.
I did hear something about that. Yeah, but he's a good actor. He just has such bad luck with shit.
He was
writing.
Incredible in Lord of War. Like, this isn't a film. I watched this film maybe 2009, I think.
Yeah.
Dread, you fell asleep to it. No, it's a big drama, very, very important message to it, sort of thing. And I think, like in terms of acting, Jared Leto steals the show. He's incredible in it.
I mean, I even liked his acting in the new Blade Runner. He does a really good job of being a sort of corporate sleazebag.
Corporate sleazebag, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So where were we there? So Sean Bean dies in about half of the films and TV shows that he's in. And Nicolas Cage probably loses his shit in more films.
To be honest, Nicolas Cage has done so much, so many movies. So the scales are not even by a mile, because I mean, even if 20 of his 1,000 movies are him being batshit crazy, it's still normal in the rest of the movies.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And I'm sorry, like that Willy's Wonderland is still stuck in my mind. I think that it ad just hit when I was talking about Willy's Wonderland. So a little bit more chat participation for me. One in chat if you've seen Willy's Wonderland, and 2 if you haven't, or you don't know what the fuck we're talking about here, because we got to bring this up, because like I think there's a Five Nights at Freddy's film coming out soon.
Yeah.
We need to bring this up. Yeah, so Sleeves, you don't know what I'm talking about here.
Willy's Wonderland came out quite well, actually, because it was received well, because it was sort of a...
Yeah, it's so fucking... Honestly, it's...
Yeah, there was an empty space where no sort of new movies came out.
Maybe, yeah. You fell asleep halfway through it, did you, Dread?
Yeah, and this movie came out of nowhere, basically, and told people, hey...
Yeah.
This is a Nicolas Cage movie where he doesn't speak a word.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
2020, early 2021. So we were still very much in the pandemic at this point. Really, this film kind of comes out. It's on the streaming thingies, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is good."
Yeah.
So this guy, he's driving down the road, Americana countryside.
Welcome to Willy's Wonderland. You spend the night cleaning Willy's Wonderland?
His tires have been popped for some reason. Yeah. So the trailer's describing it doing a better job than me, basically. But the guy says, I'll fix your tires, don't worry about it, nothing suspicious going on here. If you spend the night cleaning out this, kids like, it's a Chuck E. Cheese, basically, that's been shut down for so long.
Isn't it a toy store? No, wait, it's a restaurant.
No, it's a pizzeria. So they serve you very cheesy pizza. It's very, very popular for birthdays in America, and this is where Five Nights at Freddy's comes from, is that these animatronics.
Mm-hmm.
So they must have looked great, for kids in the 80s sort of thing. But as time ages all things, things specifically such as animatronics, you imagine It's a Small World, if they didn't maintain those things, it's going to look horrifying in like 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where the horror side comes from. They look very scary.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, so it turns out there's 5 animatronics in the building, and they have a murderous intent for some reason. Who cares why? Who cares?
The bullshit story they told you. It's a lie. You're here to be a human sacrifice.
And that's true.
Have you been listening to a word I've been saying? He's gonna die in here, but he won't listen to me.
It's your birthday.
The machines got out. Nobody is safe.
And yeah, don't forget to tape up your injuries with duct tape. That's a very, very useful image.
Because it's manly.
He's not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with him.
That's true too. I literally like Nicolas Cage is so boss start to end in this film.
He goes off in this movie.
Yeah.
He's full Nicolas Cage in this movie.
Full on Nicolas Cage, relentless, and it's like literally he doesn't say a word. It's for all acting, and Saren will verify this. It's for some reason I had this impression in my head. I was thinking another film, but I swear that I was told that he doesn't say anything until the very end, where he says maybe one word. He says like "fuck" or something.
Yeah.
So we're at the end of the film, and I won't sort of say what happens because it's just worth hearing what happens then. And I'm like getting close. I'm staring at the screen like, because I'm expecting him to say a word, and no, he doesn't say a single word. He does like empty screams and maybe grunts and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't say a word. It's all down to his superb acting. Like, credit to Nicolas Cage. He makes this film so great without saying a word, and I love it.
It is.
The monster designs are great. The fight scenes are great. I think they, incorporate a little bit. Like the fight against Willy is fucking incredible. Just that thing is actually a little bit scary, to be honest. Yeah. I can't sell this enough. Like, I think we need to do something like a films to watch for Halloween, and this has got to go on the list actually because it's still very modern. So if you haven't seen this yet, please, this Halloween, Halloween season, this is the time to do that.
Please, it's more like an action movie than a horror.
Yeah, it is more of an action, but obviously is kind of obviously if you were maybe mortified by Five Nights at Freddy's, during its time, maybe not. But yeah, FNAF freaks me out. Like, me too. Like, seriously, like, I played 5 minutes of the first game. I have not touched the other ones. I've watched the Game Grumps and Markiplier play these games for me, okay? That is how you experience the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Because, obviously, Markiplier, he's also very much a YouTube personality, very stereotypical in that kind, but he's very, very good at these horror games, and he figures these things out. So it is well worth watching Markiplier play them instead of playing them yourself. you did too, absolutely.
I can't stand these people who sit and play and sort of react to scary sort of games like that, because they always scream way too fucking loud, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was about to say I was trying to associate that to what we do here, because we kind of talk about films and we watch trailers and we kind of react to them, but I like to think that we're not putting on an act. Like, this is just me and Santa just like hanging out with you guys. I'm not like putting on a character or like trying to overplay for the camera. This is, again, Saren will verify, I'm like this in real life, don't worry.
We both are, we're doomed.
Absolutely. So I get you there. Like, they can be like, I think I mentioned earlier, it's like, I don't want to watch Jacksepticeye play this game. Not dissing him at all. Like, obviously he's very talented, he's very charismatic, which is why he's a very successful YouTuber. Not my sort of thing. I don't like to watch those ones particularly. But like I said, Markiplier is good for, because he is very good at the games, as well as being obviously quite a charismatic reactionary streamer.
I really like his when he was playing Resident Evil. I think it was
one of the remakes, was it?
No, the one with the big mommy. You know what I mean? The big ass monster vampire lady.
Oh, Resident Evil
Dimitrescu.
7, yes.
Yeah, and he was just crushing all over her, as in...
I didn't see that, no.
He got in love. He's in love with this character, basically, throughout his gameplay.
Absolutely. So Santa, we are over time now. Oh, sorry, it is 8. I'm sorry with you. Yeah, so I've got 7. I'll give you with you we mentioned earlier, Sleeves, is like another game as well. Like I mentioned, well, I don't really play horror games because I'm terrified of them. It took me a long time to get through like the original Resident Evil, things like that. I bought Resident Evil 7 because I'm so fascinated by the game, watching other people play it. I wanted to play it myself, but I was also too scared. Maybe an hour or two in, I loved it, but it's also so scary that it'll take a while for me to get back to it. I really should, but because I'm so impressed. Like the visuals are so incredible to me. I love the way it looks.
Very effectful when it comes to atmosphere.
Yeah,
and
it goes with such the realism. Really, I mean, obviously, like some of
Yeah.
the, it's the Resident Evil world, so there is a lot of unrealism in that sense. But like, they wanted to kind of make you feel like almost like you're experiencing it yourself, which is why they worked the VR into it as well. There's no particularly like a HUD up all the time. It's literally you with your gun, and obviously there's a pause menu. There's a menu for you to sort out your ammo and such. And I really love what they did there. That was such a great direction to take the series, because it was starting to sour out.
It was
with
definitely
5 and 6.
unique because the rest of them games are very arcadey, and number 8 is also very arcadey when it comes to that. As in, sort of you go through paths and
yeah, it's quite a linear
like the
storyline.
items, combine items, shoot, and there's a story.
Absolutely.
Whereas 7 is more into the atmosphere.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly what we're getting at, certainly. But yeah, I'm too scared to play Resident Evil 7. I will try. I will really try. And you guys are probably going to push me as well, so I will try. So Santa, we have like I say, I don't think we can really stream on the 31st, and obviously people are going to have some plan for Halloween, and
probably.
For us it's Samhain, so it's not Halloween, it's Samhain for us. We'll have stuff we want to do, so I don't think we'd stream on the 31st. So we've got 2 episodes released, which I think should be kind of like a run up to Halloween.
We can do.
So the next 2 episodes I want to kind of be discussing like our essential watching or essential experiencing for this year's Halloween. So our recommendations of films to watch, I think we've got a few already, to be honest, that I put there. And I think with Halloween, it's not so much like I wouldn't sort of recommend like a gore porn sort of film, but like slashers and what I call Halloween spooks kind of films aren't exactly horror. I've got a few sort of that come to mind, really. So I think we need to kind of produce like a guide of what we recommend to watch and play, and maybe even read or listen to as well this Halloween season. How does that sound to you?
We can do that in sort of a 2-parter, part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And because it's probably going to be a long list in that case.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you want to kind of your homework for this week, if you like, is to put together your initial sort of recommendations, and we'll see if we can put kind of a guide or a list together. I mean, I've mentioned some of the things we've seen here. I think Willy's Wonderland is definitely going to go on that list, as well as maybe say sort of consider Babadook or Black Phones. We did mention those too. We can always revisit Sinister and Insidious, because I'm still obsessed with those films, and I'm glad to hear that Roxxan was also a fan of those films too, by the sounds of it. Yeah, let's see if we can put some recommended watching for very much the Halloween season in particular.
Yeah, because it seems every time I do this show, I sort of find something new to delve into, which is kind of the point of the show. I suppose.
Absolutely.
To find something new.
And you guys as well, chat as well. Obviously, this is very much a two-way podcast, a two-way show. So we love to hear from you guys as well. And let's be fair, some of the recommendations, some of the things you guys have shown us have been really quite profound. To say that, Viz just mentioned Triangle on the off chance, so I went and bought the Blu-ray, and I was blown away. Like, I think I love that film more than Viz did when he even recommended it in the first place, And I never mentioned this actually. Viz did say to me that he found a spare copy of The Host, so he sent it to me, and I managed to watch it the other night actually.
Oh, really?
I liked it.
Short review.
Yeah, a short review, because we really do need to close up soon. I liked it.
We do.
I didn't love it, and I hope that's not too controversial. Thank you for lurking, Sarah. Yeah, we're nearly finished. We're just wrapping up.
Yeah.
So the monster design is superb, and that opening scene where the monster is terrorizing this area is just absolutely phenomenal. The film tends to drag in the middle quite a lot. There's some silly little laughs. It's not as funny as Tremors. It's not sort of, like that. There's a few funny moments, but it does kind of drag until the ending, and the ending is worth it because they come face to face with the monster, and it's great to see this final fight and defeat it and overcome it. The ending didn't really the very ending, the outcome didn't really kind of click with me very much. I guess I won't sort of spoil it really, but no, it didn't. It sort of seemed like it wasn't really, it wasn't much for that. But you know what? I'm so glad I sat through and I watched the film because I wanted to for a long time, and I'm glad I was reminded of it. And thank you so much, Viss, seriously, for sending me the DVD. That was really awesome of you. I've always promised, like, I'm snoozing and fighting the ads here. I've always promised that, like, if anyone like buys me or sends me a DVD or Blu-ray through this show, I will absolutely 100% find the time to watch it if you send me something, and so far I'm 1 for 1 of that. So let's bring us to the ending credits scene.
Yes.
And we will close out the show. I guess we need to look at see if there's someone we want to read as well. Go see what's going on. And yeah, so as usual, Santa, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you, Roxxan, again for going so far out your way to join us for a while. I'm gonna what I did last week was I went through, I listened through, and I made some clips. So for those of you on Twitter who retweeted those and engaged with those clips, thank you so much. That was really nice to see.
Thank you.
I hate to be one of those social media guys, but I'm not always about numbers and growing the channel, all that sort of thing. But seeing the channel grow, seeing the stream grow just a little bit is really inspiring for me, and that inspires me to keep on going. So thank you so much. I really appreciate people who retweet or just interact with the clips when I put them out. You'll see what I'm doing, yeah.
Do all the things, click all the buttons, sub and like, or else.
Yeah, I don't want to do the whole like and subscribe, tell your friends, all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about it. Like, if you enjoy it, if you got someone who you think might like this show, sort of thing, all that.
Yeah, just bother your friends, like I do.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just a guy floating through a wormhole in space with my friend Santa on the phone. We're just hanging out. So I'm going to read you across to a streamer by the name of Pren. I'm not particularly familiar with her. I did visit her once to see her art stream. She is known to watch Jen a few times, actually.
I see.
We noticed, which I think is why it's worth reading across to them. And I'm very fascinated by the game that they are playing. I have seen this before. It's called Scanner Sombrero. And it is very much a sort of arty kind of experimental kind of game where you are scanning the environment because the entirety of it is invisible. So you need to find the path by scanning, and the lights sort of appear to show the way. Yeah, you might have seen this before. I remember seeing this a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I believe it is very actually scary somewhat and story driven and such.
It is, yeah.
If you're interested in that, feel free to take a look. Yes, Sleeves, you know it. Good to know. So we'll go in and say hi and see how that goes.
And thank you everyone for tuning in again. And now that we've had our first guest, we might take on some other guests in the future.
Absolutely.
So
and we mentioned before, my friend Shane is definitely well up to joining us at some point. But you guys as well. I've been thinking for a while, like if we were ever, we're never seem to be short of content really, which is why we haven't yet. But any of you guys, you want to jump into the voice chat at some point? You want to talk to us as well? Let us know. We'd be happy to have you on. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
See you next time.
Bye.
Have a good one.